Oh, sorry, I fell asleep waiting for another Mark Pope commitment. Welcome to the StayHot podcast. I am your host, Patrick Kelch. Thank you for your support. Big Blue Nation continues to show up and show out. Not to mention
small town roads, big dreams, gym floor scars, blue seams. I come from where they keep score. Real coach, real talk, real war.
StayHot podcast. I am your host, Patrick Kelch. What's up, Big Blue Nation? This is your host, Patrick Kelch, on the StayHot podcast. Welcome. Got a lot of big news tonight, but I can tell you what I like to see. Couple things I like before we get into the show. One, I love to log on and go live and look at the chat and see all those green names, because you know what those green names mean? Those green names mean that they're members to this show. I'd love to have 5 new members tonight, just 99 cents a month. Go ahead and join. Join Larry, Icon, David. I've got this big project I've been working on that I'm gonna do a members only. I'm hoping it's gonna be funny. I'm hoping it's something that I can keep doing throughout the year. But I got a feeling you're all gonna like it. But you're going to have to be a member to see it. Those of you that have already joined, I appreciate each and every one of you. Those who have not joined, I hope tonight that I earn your membership. That's my goal, to earn your membership. Because if you are a member, you get a very cool emote of the L's down. We're going to be flying those things all year. L's down. Let's go. What's up, Greg? Glad you're here. Larry, thanks for coming back. Sycamore Productions, you know what's up. Wildcat Keeper, I like you. I appreciate you being here. Join and become a member. Captain Morgan, love when you show up. If you're not a member, be a member. If you are, make sure you like and subscribe to the show. Shane, what's up, my loyal man? How's it going? Shout out to Mr. Devilman himself, David Linville. Icon, loyal since day one. Appreciate you. All right. All the people that are here new. Travis, if you're new, like and subscribe. Thanks for coming by. Old Wildcat of the Mountains. Good evening, my man. What's up? What's up, Big Blue Cat? We're ready to get going. Before we start, I know some of you are aware of this, but when I first, hey now, we got Captain Morgan and Captain Crash. What's up, my man? But let me say this. When I first, I'm going to leave that on the screen because that's a true statement. But when I first started my StayHot podcast, the only thing I did was cover high school hoops. I'm still passionate about high school hoops. Okay? So from time to time, and even, throughout the year, I will do some things on high school hoops in the state of Kentucky, because not only am I a coach, I'm a basketball fan, and there's an event going on tomorrow at Brighton County High School. I got to get this out of the way first. If you all like sports, that's what I'm talking about, Morgan. That's what I'm talking about. Appreciate you. So, Crash, you're going to have to one-up your game, brother. But no, seriously. There's a thing going on at Brighton County High School tomorrow. If you're local and you're in the area, I'm talking about Maysville, Brooksville, Cynthiana, Augusta, Robertson, Falmouth, Fleming County. There's, we got a tournament going on this week at Brighton County that I'm going to go out and be a part of. We got 10 teams coming from all over the state of Kentucky. 14K Sports Media. If you're not on them, you need to be. Facebook page, 14K Sports Media. They're changing the game on coverage. So I'm going to, this is kind of a preview to what they've done for the game tomorrow, or for the tournament tomorrow. So if you're into high school hoops, you got this to look forward to. Let me get it on here. Let me get it going. Let me rewind it here. All right, I'll get it going here once I get my screen up and running. It seems like my internet may be. Can you all hear me just fine? Hey, can you guys hear me? KY till I die. Can you hear me? Falmouth, what's up? That's where I'm at. All right, y'all can hear me, but I don't know why this isn't playing. Let me try it again. Maybe it has to download. I don't know, but it's not playing on the screen. If it don't play right now, it's something that I'll look at and play towards the end. But for some reason, I don't. Maybe it's got to load all the way here. I don't even see a play button. Coach Aaron Rigdon getting a lot of FaceTime tonight. All right, I'll play with that. I'm not sure why that's not coming. But I see you working. I see you working, my man. I see you working. That's what I'm talking about. Once I get up to around 300 members, I'm going to try to get in that redneck brawl. I'm going to try to give you all some entertainment. I can't whoop my way out of a wet paper bag, but I'm going to the redneck brawl if I get enough members. Because if I'm going to get my butt whipped, I definitely got to have some compensation for it. You know what I'm saying? But, all right, all right, playing around with the different things. Let's talk about Mark Pope. I decided to keep my beard tonight. If Mark Pope can cook like he's cooking with his beard, then I feel like I got to keep my beard. You know what I'm saying? Does Mark Pope watch the Stay Hot podcast? That's what I'd like to know. I'd like to know if Mark Pope watches the Stay Hot podcast. And here's why. I'm wondering because what have we said for weeks now when Mark Pope gets a commitment? Let's talk about Pope. All right. I'm wondering. Has Mark Pope watched the show? What have we said recently? One of the things we've said recently is Mark Pope has to change how he's doing things on the recruiting trail. Okay? We seem to get him to the table. We can't seem to close him at the table. But let me tell you this. 2 whole shows ago, I think it was Donkfish was kind of the guy too with me and a few others, you know, and I think this is when we were trying to get Momchilovich. You know, we were recruiting him and we kept saying, don't let him leave. Don't let him leave. When you got somebody on a visit, you don't let them leave the visit without a commitment. All right? You don't let them leave the visit without a commitment. We said it. I think what we saw yesterday was evidence that Mark Pope watches the Stay Hot podcast. All right? Mark Pope watches the Stay Hot podcast. Now, I think that's evidence enough, just what he did. But let me tell you why and what I saw. You know, Mark Pope has completely flipped the script from all his haters in about a week. Finished the deal with Momchilovich. Okay. Finished the deal with Momchilovich. That was huge. I don't care how much money it costed. He needed that recruitment, not only for Kentucky, not only for the Wildcats, not only for Big Blue Nation, but for himself as a coach. Everybody that I talked to was saying, Throw the book at him. Give him a blank check. Pay whatever it costs to get him in the blue and white. Mark Pope does that. Mark Pope gets him in the blue and white, gets his commitment. He's on campus. He's signed. You're thinking Big Blue Nation would be somewhat happy. But there's still some out there now that are totally ticked off that Pope's having success. And here's the crazy thing. They have hashtag BBN in their profiles. I've said it for weeks now. If you're wishing ill on Pope and the Wildcats, if you're wishing ill on Mark Pope because you want to see him fail, then you're not a Kentucky fan. I don't care what your profile says. Because there's people out there griping now saying, and these people that are griping are supposedly Kentucky fans, okay? Supposedly Kentucky fans. And what are they griping about? They're saying we paid too much. They're saying we paid too much. But let me tell you something. The same people that are saying we paid too much for Momcilovic were the same ones who said, throw a blank check, throw a blank check. But deep down, they were hoping Mark Pope whiffed again just so they would have something to gripe about. And when they don't have something to gripe about, they find something to gripe about. And if that's the kind of fan you are, you're not a member of Big Blue Nation. You're not a member of Big Blue Nation. If you can't see and realize how big of a win that was for Kentucky basketball, Mark Pope, and next year's team, then you've got blinders on. Momcilovic was the one piece we needed for the spot we had open. And if they paid him $7.5 million, that's less than I would have paid him. That's less than I would have paid him. So, if that's the kind of fan you are, that you're wanting Kentucky or you're wanting Mark Pope to fail, then you're not a fan. Get yourself out of Big Blue Nation. Go root for the Hogs in Arkansas. Go root for the Razorbacks. Because I'm sick and tired of that kind of fandom that you want things your way. Then when they go good for Kentucky, you're the first one to gripe and complain saying we paid too much. Done with it. But Mark Pope, congrats to you, my man. Congrats to you, because not only have you flipped the script, but you've earned the respect of the true fans. When everybody said you couldn't do it, you stuck with it and you went out and did it. So hats off to you, my man. And not only that, they said you couldn't sign 5 stars out of high school, coach. You can't sign a top 10 player out of high school, Coach Pope. You can't do it. You can't finish the deal. But you know what? You know what? Mark Pope did it. Mark Pope did it. All right? Mark Pope did it. If you don't believe me, there it is. Mark Pope can't sign a high school kid. He can't sign a top 10 recruit. He can't recruit the high school ranks. He can't close the deal on players in the portal. He did both of those in a week. Now, what are they finding things to gripe about? What are they finding things to gripe about? Well, now, here's what they're saying. He was going to Kentucky anyhow. Anybody could have recruited him to Kentucky. But I'm going to tell you right now, Mark Pope was doing everything you said he couldn't do. So you know what? Keep cooking, coach. Keep cooking. Keep cooking. Get hot. Get hot. Not only when you get hot, coach, stay hot. Let's go. And this is the comment I'm here for, right here. For everybody that the haters last week that said that the Pope girls were going to scare off the recruits, for all those haters, guess what? Guess what? The Pope girls didn't keep Ryan Hampton from coming to Kentucky. But I can tell you right now, this is the highest rated recruit that Mark Pope's ever gotten out of high school. He's the number six guy in the 27 class. But you know what? He's not going to be the highest recruit Mark Pope signs. You know why? Because he sits good with a lot of people in the top 5 in the class of 27. I know a lot of you haters out there don't want to hear it. I know some of you Big Blue Nation fans, quote fans, that want Mark Pope to fail, you might want to tune out. You might want to check out for a little bit because Coach Pope's hot. Coach Pope's staying hot. Now, it's all right if they want to be haters. It's all right. Let them hate. Let them hate. Let them hate. Julie, thanks for coming by. If you're new, please give me a like and a subscribe. But I agree with Julie 100%. Cam Williams has to start. And if I'm predicting a starting lineup today, it's the same starting lineup that I had last week. Zoom Diallo at the 1, Alex Wilkins at the 2. I'm going Cam at the 3, Mommy at the 4, and Marino at the 5. That team has Final Four potential. All right? That team has Final Four potential. All right? Now, let's talk about that beard with Coach Pope. Let's talk about it. If that beard right there allows him to cook, get hot, and stay hot, then let me tell you something. Grow that beard out, ZZ Top, Coach. ZZ Top. My nephew says it 100% right. Same people that hate are the ones that don't know anything about the Big Blue Nation. They want to jump on board when things are going well, but they can't ride that wave when things aren't so well. That emotional roller coaster, you know, and I've crashed out several times. But if you're not willing to admit that Mark Pope changed the perception, when Mark Pope changed the perception of his ability to recruit in a week, you got to give the man his flowers. You got to give him due. You know what I'm saying? You've got to give the man his flowers. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. I'm just telling you straight like it is. Now, let me see. Let me go back. I've had some people message me here asking about the event tomorrow at Bracken County. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen. Remember, I got my start. I got my start on the high school ranks. I can't forget about I can't forget about it. All right, so if you're interested at all in this event, this is kind of how it's going to work.
June 8th and 9th, the Hardwood Heat Wave.
Coach Aaron Rickman, I'm the basketball coach, Bracken County Boys basketball team. It's Monday and Tuesday, the 8th and 9th. We're going to be hosting a tournament with Coach Jason Henson.
My name's Jason Henson. I'm athletic director and boys basketball coach at Augusta Independent School. Next week, June 8th and 9th, we're having a 10-team double elimination tournament, and we plan to kind of grow this into something.
10 teams, 1 champion. The Hardwood Heat Wave in Bracken County.
14K Sports Media.
Recognized game. June 8th and 9th.
All right, so a lot of teams going to be there. Okay? A lot of teams going to be there. If you're a fan of high school basketball, get there. June 8th, June 9th. at Bracken County. I'll be there June 8th. Come watch it. Come hang out. Come say hi. Julie coming in. Ain't no ha-ha. What'd she say? Let me go up and check. I may have missed something. Says, no flyers for Pope. Give the flyers to Miley Cyrus. Julie, I hope this doesn't affect our friendship, but I'm not for sure what Miley Cyrus has done. But I'll give her flowers too if she's done something. But what Mark Pope's done in the last week and this is a Big Blue Nation show, I'm going to give him props for what he's did, for all the hell that he took the first 7-8 weeks of since April 7th, mind you. It's been 2 months today since the portal opened. All the hell he took, and all he did was stay his nose to the grindstone, grind it out, fly overseas, attend games, get the number one player in the portal according to most with Momcilovic, and then today get his 27 class started with the most elite scorer in the class and the number 6 player, Ryan Hampton. I'm all for it. Go Coach Pope. Yeah, Goodman will probably comment tomorrow, but he probably won't have anything positive to say. I don't even pay attention anymore because I already know. Let Kruger cook. Kruger's the man. Kruger's the man with the graphics, the media. So shout out to Kruger and 14K Sports. They're kind of sponsor this show. He's worked out a deal with me, so I'm definitely going to support him. Let Kruger cook. I can definitely grow on a better beard than Mark Pope, but I love the facial hair. He's not going. Listen, I can't grow facial hair. I tried one time, and I had patches. I looked like I had the mange. I can't grow it. All right? Shout out. Huge for high school sports. It's huge for the local area and what all he's got planned and doing. Met with him today. Dude's got a lot of stuff planned. Make sure you follow 14K Sports Media on Facebook. You'll be impressed. Now, I will say this. Yeah, I mean, Florida has every right to get some coverage, some attention. They probably have the number. Them and Duke probably have 2 of the best classes in the country. But both are beatable. I like our team. I like our class. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, I firmly believe that every player on the roster is on campus at this time. Is that right? Stein Studs, dude, keep sending me DMs. Your information is spot on, dude. Shout out. Shout out. You had the Momcilovic before. Hey, and I wasn't about to share it, but you had it before a lot of people. Appreciate you, my man. Yeah, some dude tried to interact with me on Twitter today, basically saying it was a post about Momcilovic. It was a post about Hampton committing, and his reply, he followed 2 people. He had 1 follower, and he joined in like 25. And his comment was something about Sweet 16 and bounce. So you know what? I didn't even mess with it. Bracken County is Augusta up towards northern Kentucky, Julie. It's the next county over from Mason County. Bracken County borders Pendleton County, Mason County, Harrison County. So where are you at? Where are you at in the boondocks? We'll get you there. Come say hi. Yeah, I do. We held Florida to single digits. Single digits, really? They only scored 9 points? Man, Pope's defense was better than I remember. Goodman's kind of seedy, isn't he, KY, till I die? He's a seedy character. Let's go. Big Blue Nation, I'm hyped. I'm hyped tonight. This right here got me hyped. I'm not going to lie. He's the one piece in the class of 27 I like. He's an elite scorer from the wing, the perimeter. Sorry, X. I know it is, but I'm going to say Twitter. But I'm telling you right now, this guy right here is cooking. We need to let him cook. L81s, that's over there in Winchester. JJ and Papa, it's over there in Winchester. But something else I want to point out. Did you all see RJ Hampton? Of course, that jacket he has on was fire. Fire. I think it's part of that Drake collection, maybe. Don't know the brand, but I think it's part of that Drake collection. But did you see what Ryan and RJ Hampton both said? They had nothing but praise for assistant coach Mo Williams, saying, like, all these players are leaving saying, I want to play for that guy. So Mo Williams, in my book, has already done more positive things at Kentucky in a few months than Jason Hart, Alvin Brooks, Mark Fox, any of those guys done in the recruiting circle last year. All right. And I'm not here to bash them, but Mo Williams is getting the job done, you know. And I think it was maybe Ryan Hampton that talked to, may have talked to Big Blue Coverage or somebody that said that when he sat down with Mo Williams, and he put it in quotations because this must have been the word that Ryan used, that Mo Williams was a closer. You know what? And that's what this is about. Oh, Anderson County comes up and plays Bracken County all the time. That ain't too far. That's the 8th region. That's in there with Simon Kenton and that bunch. Yeah, you can make the drive up tomorrow. Come see me. Now, here's the thing. When I said earlier, and I know you guys are going to agree with this, listen, Mo's got connections. Mo's still got those NBA connections. I can tell you, Mo's helping out a lot with these young guys, able to relate to them. But let me tell you something. Right now. Number 6 is not going to be the highest rated recruit that Mark Pope has ever had. And why is that? Because he's going to get Marcus Spears Jr. and he's going to get C.J. Rosser. Now, I feel a lot more comfortable about C.J. Rosser. I feel like the connection, the relationship that Pope and staff has built with him is strong. It's key. I definitely think And you know, those relationships they build with those young guys mean a lot. You hear them talk about it all the time. It means a lot. But I found out today, and I know you all probably read this already, but Marcus Spears Jr., he's Hampton's cousin. They're family, okay? They're family. So I like to think that Ryan and RJ Hampton's going to do a lot of the positive recruiting for Pope and Kentucky. And, you know, those players, once they sign, well, of course, you know, I know he's committed, but let me ask you, can he go ahead and sign since he's a 27? You know, I know we got his verbal commitment. I still hear Kansas and a lot of other teams are still reaching out to him and stuff. Him being committed doesn't mean other teams back off, but is he able to sign yet? I feel really good about both. That's yeah, and it's sad that we have to get to the point to where we have to say that it's no insider information. You know, I don't take anything you guys say here as insider information. I take it as loyal members of the Big Blue Nation joining me at 9 o'clock on a Sunday night to talk Kentucky basketball. You all don't have to specify. You know, I'm not going to hold you to any of this. If you all ever DM me with news, I will keep it private. I don't even post it. Stein Studs has sent me quite a bit of stuff that is, you know, for a while now that has all come out to be true. I never posted any of that. I would never say who I got the information from. But, you know, don't think because you say it on here that you're going to be held to it. You know, some people come in here and do that kind of stuff. But, you know, I will say this. You know, I'll get to the chat here in a minute. Crash is pretty well connected. Crash has told me some things that have come true, but he's done it in this chat, and people have taken it from this chat and kind of held him to his word that eventually came true. It just didn't come true on the time frame he had thought. So that's why he probably put no inside information. Nothing on here is like, you know, unless we get Brandon Ramsey back on or, you know, Jack Pilgrim shows up or something like that. I'm not taking anything you all say. So, just know that, you know, I don't want you all to think that you all have to worry about that. Yeah, the bloodline's deep there. The bloodline is deep. Can you imagine Marcus Spears and RJ Hampton and Ryan Hampton, their games growing up. And I'd say, I don't know if you saw that picture on Twitter, but the Hawthorne brothers had pictures in uniform. Then they got their dad in a picture. The dad that always joins Big Mike Show, Loyal BBN Show. He's got a picture with a jersey on. He's repping number 17. So if y'all see him on the Big Mike Show, ask him about repping number 17. I like Marino and Williams. I definitely think they both have to start. But I can tell you what I read and saw today, and it was from somebody I didn't know. It was an overseas guy. The guy says that Usman Njai is elite. His combination of coordination, skills, handling, shooting, they say he's elite. And if he comes out and he adjusts to the SEC game and he's elite, it's going to be hard to keep him out of the lineup. And if you move him to the 4 and Mommy to the 3, what's going to happen? I think this is a good problem to have that I think it's going to work itself out, but it's going to be tough. I understand that, Crash. I do. Okay, during the signing period. Okay. I just didn't know how it was for classes that were 27, 28 and on if they go ahead and commit. A lot of people said it was too early for a commitment. It's not too early to commit anywhere if you know that's where you want to play college basketball. Okay? For example, if Ryan Hampton, who people have said for a year now that I follow, that there's a good chance he'd be a Kentucky Wildcat. We said it on the show. If he were to reclassify, he wasn't going to have a spot. Pope said that himself. They were not going to use a spot on Hampton if he reclassified. I don't know why that is, because they got one spot left. They're already deep at the guard position. But a guy that can score like this, if you got a spot, why not? He chose to stay in the class of 27. Although there are people still out there on Twitter, for whatever reason, are saying there's a chance or possibility that he could be a class of 26 reclass. He is not reclassing. He said it again recently. He's in the class of 27. So, with that being said, I like our class of 27 starting out with him. People have said for a long time, and not just Kentucky people, national people have said that Mark Pope could have a top 3 recruiting class in a class of 27. If he gets Rosser and Spears, he's going to have a number 1 recruiting class. That's going to be, hey, Kentucky's on the up and up. Hey, you got 2 options. You got 2 options with the Stay Hot podcast. You can roll with us, or you can get rolled over. Come on, Pope. Cook, Pope. I feel great about Williams and Malachi. Pope, I will get out my coaching gear. Julie, I coach high school girls basketball right now. We played at Owen County last year. They had a nice team. That's in the 8th region over there by you too, I believe. Anderson County girls have been really, really good in the past. Simon Kenton girls are it. They are it. I wouldn't be shocked if they're in the Final Four of the Sweet 16 this year. Coach Stowers is a machine. He's got a great team. I watched them last year at the state tournament. They ran into a buzzsaw, I think, with GRC, or was it Sacred Heart? Or no. Assumption or GRC, Simon Kenton ran into, and those were the 2 teams in the finals. But look for Simon Kenton to be back in the hunt this year. Amen. There's still a girl I follow on Twitter. She's a Kentucky fan. Don't know her. She's from over in the Grant County, Williamstown area. Another 8th region connection. Every time, like, she's got her tweet pinned of Hunter Dickinson when he came back at like 25 for that 5th year, and I crack up every time I see it. Yeah, but the elite freshman, I know Jasper in some circles was a 5-star. I don't know how they get those rankings. But honestly, I'm a firm believer that the elite 5 stars are going to be okay. Even like Stokes. Stokes is going to have some growing pains, but he's going to have some games too. He's elite. He ain't going to have a game in November against the Cats because you know why? Because we're about to pound them Jayhawks. Woo! Give me 2 claps and a Ric Flair. Woo! Marina, come on, Greg. Come on. I'm not even listening to that right there. There is no truth to that whatsoever. Marino, yeah, when he has to come out for subbing, yeah. He's not going to be on the bench, Greg. I like a lot of the stuff you say, Greg, but that's something right there that I don't think has any chance of happening. You should, Julie. Get on there. Look us up. There's my Twitter down at the bottom, Julie. So, or X. So when you make your account, hit that follow. Not everyone is out to get you. Yeah, you know what? And I can tell you why I feel comfortable about Marino is, hold on here. Just that I can just tell you, when Pope says he was our number one priority, he could be the best 5 in the country next year, that tells me all I need to know. My messages must be disappearing before Patrick gets to them. I've seen like 5 and he ain't sorry, Wildcat. If you knew, I mean, listen, if you knew how many messages are coming through here, believe me, I'm trying, especially if you're green, I try to get to you because I appreciate it. I appreciate the membership. I'll do better. Are we getting Crawford? That's a good question. KY till I die. I'm going to say that I've received some intel, and the person I received intel from, they sent it to me out of the blue, never had any interactions before. We're almost certain Jamal Crawford would be on staff. I'm not putting my name to that. I don't have any information. I'm just passing along what I heard, and they seem to be pretty positive about Jamal Crawford. People don't just get position handed in. They have to earn it. Marino's got that position on lock. Lock him down. The athletic department think we are getting him. Okay, that's kind of what I've heard too. I heard it would be after the Peach Jam. Peach Jam's in July. We looked it up last show. So keep the Peach Jam kind of in your mind. When you hear about the Peach Jam and it being over, you might hear something soon after that regarding Jamal Crawford. And if you think that Mo Williams is going to help with recruiting, I think Jamal Crawford's going to have a pretty big impact too. Yeah, and one of those guys is from Corbin, Kentucky, defensive lineman. I've seen a lot of his actions just through Twitter and stuff. Seems to be a pretty big get. He's a 4-star out of high school. But here's what I'll tell you, Bruce. Everything Mark Pope done, Will Stein keeps one-upping. And the Will Stein photo shoots with his recruits, he got that old school Kentucky logo. He looks fly. He's young, rocking the cap. Will Stein's getting it done. We'll talk about football here as the season starts. I don't follow football like I do basketball, but I do watch the games. I'll know the players. I'll know their strengths and weaknesses. But right now, I've been all focused on basketball. Brinley Purnell is the real deal. No doubt about it. Brinley Purnell is the real deal. They also had an 8th grader on their team last year that was the real deal. Going to be a freshman next year. Do you think Kentucky has a chance to make an SEC title next season or Final Four? And when will Ooh. Hey, I don't recognize your name. You're new here. Thanks for joining. If you'll like it, subscribe to the channel. I would appreciate it. This is a good question. I think Kentucky has a chance to make the SEC title game next year. I think Kentucky has a chance to win the SEC. I don't think Florida's unbeatable. I think we have some skill sets that could potentially give Florida some problems. Florida definitely is bigger, more physical. I definitely think the SEC title, I don't know about next season, but I think it's coming. We definitely have Final Four potential. When will Pope win his natty? You know what? Gosh, that's so tough right now because there's so much parity in college basketball. All it takes is a team getting hot. And it's just like, winning 6 games in a row is tough at that level with that competition. But honestly, that's tough. I don't know. I think if Pope gets this recruiting on lock, I think his in-game coaching is good enough. If he can get some help in the substitution, and I think he will this year, that'll be the one thing that I probably will pay attention to is how the substitution patterns work. Last year, I thought that was an issue. I thought he had them predetermined. When guys were starting to cook, they'd have a sub, they'd have a break. Kind of reminds me of the Indiana Fever this year with Aaliyah Boston and Caitlin Clark. I think Stephanie White's making it obvious. She's trying to get Kelsey Mitchell an MVP run. And in the end, I think it's hurting the team. Shout out Pepsi. That's a good question. I hate to feel like I'm dodging it because I don't really know. SEC's possible. Final Fours potentially. I'm hoping within the next few years, but you know what? I don't really know. I'm going to sit here and tell you I don't know. I'm optimistic from what I've seen the last couple of weeks from Pope, but I'll have a better answer after I see how he coaches this team. Will they gel like year one? If they gel like year one, look out. No, I don't think Crawford's really said much of anything regarding that. I don't think he said much anything. No, I think he's been kind of quiet, honestly. I really do. But, you know, I do know from the source I got that, you know, like Crash said, and they said the exact thing, the athletic department feels optimistic about their chances of landing Jamal Crawford. But it won't be till after the Peach Jam. Anderson girls are not good anymore. Coach Bird was, yeah, I know they used to be really, really good. Really, really good. Let me see if I can, hold on here. I don't know if I know how to do this. Hold on. Let me go here. No, it's not what I'm looking for. But I don't think it's I'll be honest with you. I don't feel like that there's any world or possibility where Marino does not start at the 5 as long as he's healthy. I don't know who you plan on starting at the 5. Kevnong ain't there. Now, if they go small, I think he's capable of playing small ball. So we're just going to have to agree to disagree, Greg. But I appreciate the take. I just think it's a hot take. Bird Whistle ain't got it anymore to Anderson. He's been there a while, and he's done a lot of great things. If you're a fan of Coach Bird Whistle, give me an oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I like Coach Bird Whistle. Met him several times. I played against him at Transylvania one year in a summer camp. I was a young guy. Sacred Heart's killing. Yeah. But Miss Basketball went to LSU. They were kind of down a little bit this year from Sacred Heart standards. Still a very good basketball team, but from their standards. I've coached 20-plus years in girls basketball. I know, man, but I'm seriously, I'm getting comments left and right, and I love that. Don't get me wrong. I want there to be a million comments because if there are, that means there's interaction with the show. It gives us topics to talk about. I don't purposely miss out on anybody, but I appreciate you, Wildcat Keeper. You're real. Oh, I've already said that. Hey, Amy, I think we're going to. Can you smell what the Pope is cooking? You get season tickets, Greg? Season tickets for the football team? That's cool. I've only been to several football games in my life, actually at the stadium. Guys, why? Clyde Crash comment. I don't even know what's going on. I've missed y'all's comments, but just, you know, let's not have any issues. Everybody comments on how good our chat is. Let's not run it. Aaron Boley. Uh-oh. Did Aaron Boley sign with Notre Dame out of high school? I saw Aaron Boley play several times in high school. You're talking about the real deal. Julie, I actually have a cousin on the Tennessee Lady Vols team from Sacramento, California. She played 2 years at Stanford. Redshirted or set out a year, I think, due to injury, but she just transferred to Tennessee. So I can definitely relate. But yeah, Aaron Boley was the real deal. I thought she was a Notre Damer. Yeah, because guys, please. Clyde, I love you. Crash, I love you. Let's hey. That's true, son. But we're gonna be able to stop somebody. You know, there's a couple of times we scored in the high 90s last couple years and got beat. We're going to have to be able to guard. He's not even saying anything, Clyde. He's not even saying anything. If it keeps up, I'm just going to remove you from the show. I don't know what else to do. I don't want to deal with that. Oh, Cutter Bowley. Is Aaron and Cutter, are they brother, sister? I know Aaron Bowley. I don't have to look her up. I also coached against Rebecca Greenwell from Owensboro Catholic that went to Duke. You talking about the real deal. He was a freshman last year. He was thrown to the wolves. You know, if you remember, if you compare Malachi Marino from day one to the end of the year, his growth was astronomical. It wouldn't even fit on a chart. He couldn't even catch the ball. And then he ends up getting double doubles in big games. Are we back? We're back. I'm ready to say it. I wish we had a summer tournament right now. The way Mark Pope's cooking, let's go to Israel. He'll be a peacemaker. Let's go. No, I have no idea, Crash. I'm not seeing anything. I'm not really sure. I don't think I played against Aaron Bowley, or coached against her, I should say. I know I didn't play against her. But I was at let me think. I was somewhere where Elizabethtown was. She graduated from Elizabethtown, right? She graduated from Elizabethtown. And I was at a panorama she was at. We played after them. I think Muffet McGraw from Notre Dame was there, but the whole first row was nothing but, D1 coaches. And we played against Scott High, who had 6'4" post Lauren Tibbs, who ended up going to Marquette, I believe. I know Aaron Bowley, but I didn't know there was a relation to Cutter. Yeah, I haven't either. I've not seen nothing. That's right. That was at Rupp Arena. That was a game. Yeah, Shaq's daughter's hooping for UK. Don't know what kind of player she is, but it's in her draft. I agree with Clyde here. I don't know if he'll be top 10. I definitely think he's lottery next year. I think that was part of the reason why he came back. Will Bowley, yeah, hey, and I saw your comment. Ann Bowley was also my kindergarten teacher, and that was so long ago. I remember Ann Bowley taking me out into the hallway for my constant talking and disruption of kindergarten class, and she gave me a smack across the face, and my dad told her she didn't do it hard enough. Imagine doing that now. J-Dubs, what's up? I had to get some loose sleeves on this shirt because I was about to rip them through when I flex. Flex on them haters. Chris, what's up? He's starting. I don't know if Greg's really serious about that or he's just trying to get us going. But anyways, I don't know. I'll pause this and start it back over. But this is from Big Blue Dylan. Okay. That's good to have him as a backup. Okay. I like Frank as a backup. I don't think he's Malachi yet, but this is Big Blue Dylan on Twitter. He did a uniform number reveal. So if you want to see the number of your favorite Kentucky player, here it goes. All right. He does it kind of slow. Jerome Morton 1, Trent Noah 9, Cam Williams 3, Kepnong 11. Looks like Alex Wilkins 10, Momchilovich 22, Marino 24, Zoom rocking the 5, Hawthorne going with 2, Reese Potter 33, Justin McBride 21, Mason Williams 4, Zion Hawthorne 0, Usman Njai 19, and I don't see that one. Kentucky basketball. So shout out to Big Blue Dylan for getting us that. I'm not sure he was the one that released it. However, I thought it was cool that Usman's wearing number 19. And if I remember, all returning players are wearing their number, so Darby Shire might be wearing 13 unless somebody else is. I already forgot. But I like Big Frank. I do, Greg, but he's not going to be our starter. Okay? If he's our starter, we're in trouble. What's up, John Boy? Thanks for coming by. I appreciate you. The 6-team run in the big dance is a crapshoot. With better luck, Kentucky would have won 3 more in the last 25 years. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. I give you that. But I will also tell you this. It's going to be more than a 16 run potentially if they move from 68 to 76 teams, right? Or are they just going to do more playing games? Is it still going to be 16 or is it still going to be 6 games to win it? Yeah, 4-star guard Jackson Davis out of the class of 27 got an offer from Kentucky. He also holds offers from Michigan, Illinois, several other schools. I looked, I don't remember right now. But yeah, he absolutely got an offer. This is probably for a backup, maybe a developmental piece. He's a 4-star. I think Kentucky gets a point guard like, this class, 27 is real heavy point guard, so I think they're going to find one they like. Yeah, 4 stars what I saw too. And listen, and those he might even get 12 to 15. I'm not sure, but here's what I know. He's a tank, he's a rim protector, and he's got a very important role on this team considering what we've had in years past where I think we've lacked some in that department. But you know what? I like having Frank on the team. I think Frank knew when he came in that he was going to be a backup, and I think he's okay with that. You know, a lot of these people like to play for Big Blue Nation. Yeah, and I think that's a good problem to have, Greg. I think if you get together and you put the roster down, you could probably come up with you can probably come up with 3-4 starting lineups that makes sense, I should say. But I think the most realistic one is Zoom, Wilkins, Cam, Momchilovich, and Marino. But I will say this, and I don't remember the national guy that wrote it. It may have been Kyle Tucker, which Kyle Tucker hasn't been the most positive with Kentucky as of late. Been a little disappointed with Kyle, but here's what I'll tell you. He said there's a world out there where Alex Wilkins will be Kentucky's leading scorer, and you know what? I agree with him. I think he's elite. I know. And listen, I saw Reese Potter play high school. He's good. But I don't know if he can get many minutes at the 5. Maybe still use some minutes at the 4, but I think that's on lock between Usman. You know, if you play Mommy at the 4, you also got McBride, who I think's a player. I think he's the most underrated player on this team. There just seems to be a lot of good problems. I love when Cam Williams' dad and Hawthorne go on Big Mike's show. I love it. I'm not going to reach out to those guys because that's Big Mike's territory. Big Mike's done that. I appreciate he does that. I love his show. I watch his show. I think if you're a member of the Big Blue Nation, I think you need to check out the Loyal BBN Fan Show on YouTube because he's the real deal. Great, down-to-earth, humble guy. He's been on the show before. He's in Qatar, Saudi Arabia, I believe. So his time zone's way different. But he came on one time with us, and it was like 5 a.m. there, and gave us about an hour and a half of his time. So I really do appreciate him and what he's doing. I really do appreciate the show he puts on. So, yeah. You know, a lot of times when I watch Big Mike's show, it's on replay. And here's why. If I don't catch your show when it starts, I hate tuning in the middle because I feel like I've missed something. I don't know what's going on, if there's any inside jokes. But so if I do start the show in the middle, I'll always rewind and go back from the start. So I don't always know what everybody's talking about. But, you know, a couple comments about starters and things like that. You know, I trust Pope and the staff to put the best 5 out there that they feel are the best 5. But I also trust them enough to know that if somebody's not getting the job done, there's somebody else that can. You know, I just hope that, you know, we don't lock people into roles. You know, I've said it multiple times on this show. I don't like when they label people starters, role players, 6-man, off the bench. Let those guys, let the play dictate that. Let the play dictate that, okay? Let the practice. Who shows up for practice and work hard every day? Who's killing who at practice? You know what? Practice starts on June 15th, okay? Practice starts on June 15th. Starting June 15th, which is about a week from now, you're going to start seeing video footage and video clips of practice, who's doing what, and I'm literally excited about it. I can't wait for Pro Day. I hope Mark Pope televises a blue-white scrimmage. I don't care. I need to see these guys on the floor. That's how excited I am about this team. 3 weeks ago, I would have said, I'm glad they're not playing anywhere in the summer. I don't need to see it, okay? But listen, I got 2 members so far tonight. Who's going to be the next 3? I need 5 members tonight. Who's going to do it? Who's going to do it? Clyde, you got 2 accounts. One of them can afford 99 cents. And don't give me this Apple Pay nonsense. Captain Morgan's ahead of Captain Crash right now because Captain Morgan is a member. Captain Crash taking all my free stuff. I'm telling you what, when I put this members only show out here, a little parody I've got working on, you're all going to want to see it. You're all going to want to see it. I promise you. I've been working on it for 2 or 3 days. It's hard to edit. It's hard to get what I want. Yeah, I understand that, Jake, and it is great about the live shows, but you understand what I mean when I say, like, you know, for example, if we cut a few jokes early on and we give somebody a nickname or whatever, and we make fun of somebody, you know, if I join in late and I hear that, I may not know why that is or where that's coming from or something like that. So, hey, Clyde, you see that little QR code up there in the top left-hand corner? That's my Venmo. I'll take a donation as well. Hey, just for future reference, Clyde, YouTube don't get 30% of that Venmo. They get 30% of that 99 cents. So actually, I'm only getting 67 cents of that. So I'm not doing it to get rich. Appreciate you, Devil Man. Appreciate you. I did go to your place of business the other day. Of course, you wasn't working. Oh, I get what you're saying. But seriously, we've got 100 people on this show between Twitter and YouTube. Is it too much to ask 3 of you to be a member? I told you if I get 300 members, okay, listen to me. 300 members, I'm getting in Redneck Brawl, or I'm doing my damnness to get in Redneck Brawl, and I'm going to take a beating for you guys. There ain't nobody in this chat. There ain't nobody at Redneck Brawl that I can compete with. But I'm going to get in that ring. And I got the power of Big Blue Nation on my back like RVD. Yeah, but they were just asking like why I didn't call in. I don't want to call in the middle of a show. But if I ever catch him from the beginning, he knows that Wildcat. He knows that. He just likes to take all, he likes me to put in all this time and effort. And I do it for you guys. I do. What are you fixing for dinner, John boy? Yeah, I knew what you meant. All you got to do is hit that join button. It don't even matter if you probably have a flip phone. You can probably still do it if you know how to maneuver that thing. But, you know, hey, what is the night? Is the night Sunday night? Sunday. When it's summertime, I lose track. Hey, I do appreciate you lobbying for Frank the Tank, but you can lobby all you want. I can tell you this. You can lobby it all you want. It's not going to happen. Okay? It ain't going to happen. And I'm going to tell you why. Clyde wasn't a first-round draft pick. Okay? Marino was. Now, we're going to have to probably now granted, I'm not saying that Marino's perfect. I'm not doing that. Nobody is saying that. But what I am saying is Malachi Marino's starting. After a few games, if he struggles and Big Frank's killing it, then we'll have that discussion. Oh, I can tell you this. I'm probably going to get a broken jaw, but I do it for you to show you that I appreciate your membership. I want to show you guys that I appreciate what all you do for me. Because whether you believe this or not, and those of you that stream know, it takes a lot of time to produce one of these streams. From, the layovers. Luckily Vandy Chris gave me a good background. Okay? But I'm constantly working on trying to come up with new content when there's not any Kentucky news to show. And that's the importance. They're not going to be able to double down on Marino or Frank or whoever's on the post, because if you double down, you're leaving open shooters. That's the part that a lot of people are missing out on that we didn't have last year consistently that we're going to have this year. There's people out there saying that Mommy could get 200 threes this year. Are you aware if he gets 200 threes, that's about 6 makes a game? I don't see it happening, guys. That's tough. I'm not going to put that kind of pressure on him. But if he goes 4 or 6 every game, I'll be happy. Yes, sir, Bobby. 100%. 100% I will be. And let me tell you something. Clyde and all those guys down there, if you don't want to be a member, there's that super chat button where you can hit a super chat. I think, are you talking about Frank? Frank will definitely get more than 8 minutes. I'm not going to lie about that. I think he definitely gets more than 8. And I think there's a time where he's going to play big parts. He's going to get a big rebound. He's going to block a big shot. We need him. If we're going to be successful, I believe that Frank's going to be a part of it. I believe Frank's going to be a part of it. That's what everybody's going to go out there and say. If we played, say we go 40-0 and he had 6 threes a game, that's 240. I was thinking if we play about 34 games a year, 33 games, which I'm hoping we play 40. There you go, Clyde. Put that L's down for him. Put that L's down for him. Clyde's the man. Clyde's the man. That Clyde account I like better than the green Clyde account. That other green Clyde account tries to get a little crazy. Hey, listen, I was down at Scotty Too Hotty's studio tonight. Hung out with him for a couple hours. Good dude. Good dude. Love Scotty Too Hotty. And in the SEC, that's always possible. Cheers. If you got a drink in your hand, whether it's Pepsi or not, cheers. Drink one for the Cats. Turn it up. Yeah, listen. I know that people are saying it, and I think it is a valid concern, because I've actually coached a team like this. Of course, not as talented, but I've coached a team that's had 10 girls that were really, really talented that had to fight like a dog every single day in practice for playing time, and it made everybody better. So the practices are going to be harder than some of the games we play, which is going to make our team grow exponentially. Oh, I know he watches Stay Hot. We've told him don't let them leave their visit without a commitment. We told him that last week. What does Hampton do? On the dotted line. What's up, Clyde? How you, my man? Hey, I don't care what you got, what drink you got. Cheers. Turn it up. Red Solo Cup, I fill you up. Because after every game this year, we're going to have a party. Hey, is the beard making dark Mark Pope? Is he going to the other side? I'm going to miss Mo, no lie. I'm still secretly going to check on Mo and wish him well, and I hope he does a great job. He's 6'11", but he's awful real thin. I don't know how he might get beat up a lot in the SEC. He's thin. I guess we're going to have to see how he progresses. I think he plays a lot on the perimeter, but I can tell you this, the videos I've watched, and I can't show them because every time I show them, I get copyrighted. However, the dude is explosive to the basket. It looks like he'll dunk on you. Like he puts it on your head. You know, I don't think he's afraid to attack the basket. I don't think he's scared of physicality. I just don't know if his body makeup, body composure, physique, whatever is built for somebody like a Chinaloo, or like a Frank the Tank, mind you. But if somebody don't put a body on him and he crashes off the wing, he's gonna put one down on you. All right. That's right. Got the Pepsi, baby. Always got my Pepsi. Honestly, John Boy, I don't know if Mo would have played on this roster. I don't know if Mo's a Mark Pope guy. I love Mo. Loved his energy, loved his fight, loved his competitiveness. But in all honesty, I'm not so sure he's a Pope guy. And that's just me being, just my opinion. You're entitled to your opinion, but honestly don't think that he has that Mark Pope system. I really thought it was a great signing when Pope did it. And I even think he had games to where he made a few threes. I think, was it the SEC tournament game where he hit a few threes early? And, but, I just, sometimes it's just, and I hate to say it, but sometimes it's addition by subtraction. You get somebody in there that can play that role, play that, Mark Pope system. And you know what? I hope Mo crushes it in LSU for Will Wade, as long as it's not against Kentucky. Hey, I don't care what it is you're drinking. I like Coke. I can drink Coke. I can drink Sprite. I can drink about anything. But if you got a drink in your hand, turn it up. That's right. Pepsi's real. Like if you quit Pepsi for a couple weeks and you take a drink, it's thick. It's almost like cough syrup. But you know what? I like it. Yeah, he kind of had a weird form, weird delivery to the rim, but can't ever fault the guy's energy and his effort. I really liked what he did, and you know what? But I was also fine with him. Moving on, I should say. Yeah, I think Mo was one of those guys, Amy. I've not heard too many people say anything negative about Mo, other than the fact that his shooting, free throws weren't always great, but he's a guy that you could count on for a big offensive rebound, put back. I have nothing bad to say about Mo. Wish him well. That's something I'm working on. I don't want to give my direct number. I don't. I've looked at like WhatsApp and stuff on the computer. Also, I think StreamYard has something that I'm looking into. So maybe by season, it's something we can do. I really would like that. I love talking to people. I love interaction. I love hearing different people's perspectives, whether I agree or not. For example, with Greg's pleading his case for about Marino. He's got some valid points. Marino only shot 50% from the field, and a lot of times he didn't shoot outside the paint. But I can disagree with him civilly on Marino starting and how many minutes. Big Mike doesn't use StreamYard though. He uses Riverside, and I think Riverside has something built in. That's what I'm looking for. So, Riverside's completely free. I think. I don't want to tell you guys how much I pay to bring you StreamYard. A lot of you guys would probably crap down both pants So when I tell you that every time I produce a show, I'm losing money, so to speak. I'm hoping that I can continue to do it to where I don't have to worry about it. But 99-cent membership isn't asking a lot, I don't think. So hopefully if I get enough members, that'll help cover some of the costs because it's not cheap. I've heard about that. I don't know anything about it, but I've heard about it. I'm not a drinker. I don't drink alcohol, so I'm not real familiar. Aren't Google phone numbers free? It's funny you say that. I just got a text from my nephew, who does a lot of internet stuff, and he told me the same thing. So that's something I will check into. So, all right, what's Kentucky stall in 5? I don't know what that means. Is that you talking about starting 5? We've covered this. I don't know. I think they have a lot of options. But if I'm Coach Mark Pope, I'm starting Diallo, Wilkins, Cam Williams, Momchilovich, and Marino. All right, that's what I'm doing. If I had if it was up to me. But obviously, I coach high school girls basketball. I'm not a Division I college coach. They have analytics. They have metrics. They have things that chart heart rate. If they're playing hard, they have everything in their power they need to determine, who's giving them the best effort, things like that. So I'm going to trust they put the best 5 out there, but I think we got multiple options. But, I don't see a world where Alex Wilkins don't start, but I've seen a lot of people move Cam to the 2, Mommy to the 3, Njai to the 4, which I guess that's a possibility. I don't know if I agree with that, but, I'm going to trust Coach Pope. But here's what I would ask him to do. Coach Pope, we've already got the evidence that you watch the StayHot podcast. I'm a firm believer that you're watching live right now. Okay? Nobody can tell me different. Coach to coach, Coach Kelch to Coach Pope, please have a solidified rotation of no more than 8 come postseason. Maybe 9, but no more. So, Coach Pope, fist bump, me to you, okay? I think it's very important we have a solidified, minimized rotation. We don't need to be playing 10, 11 guys. So, that's my take. I did hear that when it first came out, Coke did contain cocaine. I did hear that. Diallo, Wilkins, Mommy, Marino, maybe Cam. Cam and Hawthorne may split time. Zoom, Wilkins, Mommy, Marino. That's who I'm saying. Appreciate you, Crash. Appreciate you. Yeah, because I think Cam and Hawthorne's will kind of split minutes depending on, you know what? There's a lot of people that's been watching Hawthorne that say this guy's a stud. He's the real deal. I've only heard that. I'm not checked out on him at all. I trust Hawthorne. I've just not seen him in game action. I don't know enough about him. I've seen his workouts, but also I know in workouts too, as you do. The only thing they usually show you are the makes. You never see people working out in small clips or shorts on the internet that miss many shots. So I want to see it with defense. So Hampton did sign in the class of 2027. Noah didn't benefit any by Momchilovich signing. I guess that it depends a lot on how – I think Pope will give him a chance. I think Pope respects him for staying. Pope respects his hard work, his loyalty. He'll get a chance early on some of those games that don't mean a lot, I think. But it's going to be hard to get time, over – he's been playing the same spot as Cam, Hawthorne, maybe even McBride drops down to the 3. He shoots 40% from 3. I don't think he can. I think his ball handling. But there's a lot of different options, a lot of different flexibility with this team. So, I don't really know what the plan is. I really don't. but I'm just giving you my thoughts from my perspective. And the one thing I think we're going to see is I think we're going to get back to, and here's what I think I'm most excited about. Here's the thing I'm most excited about. I'm a firm believer that we're going to get back to seeing the execution and offensive sets that Mark Pope ran in year one. Okay? The cutters, the back doors, the dribble handoffs, the zoom actions. You're going to see a lot more than what we saw this year. I think he tried to adjust his offense this year to meet the personnel he had, but I think it's going to be different. This is a true statement. I'm guilty for using the words committed and signed as synonymous. They are not synonymous terms. He's committed, which is probably like a verbal commitment. He won't be able to sign till National Signing Day that somebody said earlier, I think. So he has committed to the Cats. That doesn't prevent other teams from coming in and talking to him still. So who knows what's going to happen. I feel like he's going to be a Cat. I feel like he's wanted to be a Cat. And I think his visit and committing on his visit tells you that he really wanted that. Yeah, Shane, but these guys are competitors. None of them are sitting over there because they want to sit over there. Yeah, it may be easier, but they all want to be in the game. They all want to play. Rebounding was a problem last year. Yeah, but we didn't have 6'5", 6'4", 6'8", 6'8", 6'11", 7 foot. We've got to be one of the longest, tallest teams in the country this year. If rebounding's a problem this year, it's effort. It ain't size, it's effort. 247 says, and they'll tell you if they committed or signed. Very good website. Hampton definitely has a cat scratch fever. If you all saw that picture of Mark Pope sitting in the lawn chair with the umbrella and he had the King Jack in his hand when they announced the Momcilovic commitment, I believe, a lot of people are saying that he was in the Hamptons. That was and of course, this is all speculation. I know he wasn't there, but that's what the picture symbolized, saying that, they were going to get a Ryan Hampton commitment. I love seeing people's theories and takes online. Clyde, just out of possibility, just out of how many YouTube accounts do you have? You've got like 4, and I appreciate it because you're viewing them from all 4 of those, and that helps. But, you could be members on 2 of them. Right. You go into practice every day trying to earn that spot. I agree. Yeah, we do. And our strength and conditioning will put some weight on them. 3. I like all 3. Now join as a member. But, NJ is small, but if he can just get up there and get a hand on it, tap at somebody else, I think McBride's going to be a fighter. He's going to rebound bigger than 6'8". Marino, Frank's definitely going to clear some space. But, as Ryan Lemon says, if you watch KSR, and Ryan Lemon likes to refer to those guys as big butt guys. Kentucky still needs some of those big butt guys. I would say that Frank the Tank is a big butt guy. Frank the Tank. Frank the Tank. Let me see here if there's anything else. And I think, the one thing we're going to see is, because I think, we know what kind of shooter Momcilovic is. I'm curious to see the sets that Pope runs to get him the open looks. Now, I don't think he needs much time to get his shot off. If you watch his Iowa State highlights, he has a quick release. He can come off a screen. He can get it off against taller, longer guys. shoots the ball extremely well with or without defense. So I'm curious to see the sets that Pope runs. That's what I look for as a coach. Like, what are they doing to get him open? That video of Ryan during last morning's show. I don't really know what's all going on with Ryan Lemon. He had a surgery that I think had some complications with. I don't think he's doing well, but I can tell you this, and this is the God's honest truth. When he walked into KS Bar that morning and he got the standing ovation and he paused, I got tears in my eyes. I ain't afraid to admit it. I got cold chills and tears in my eyes to show you for those people to show you the appreciation of what he's done. And, you know, to me, he epitomizes what a Big Blue Nation fan is, the loyalty he has. You know, I know he's kind of goofy. Prostate cancer. I wasn't aware of that. Well, prayers to Ryan Lemon. Wish him well. You know, I remember his relationship with Jared. I remember the show right after Jared passed. Ryan Lemon he's an American treasure. I tweeted that maybe that same morning that that video came out. I think Mario put it out. But I do believe, in all honesty, that he is an American treasure. I think he's pure at heart. I think he's got good intentions, great intentions. I've met him 1,000 times. Every time he sees me, he calls me coach. But if you're the praying type, you know, remember him. I had chills, they're multiplying, and I'm losing control. I love Grease. Yeah, Jared Lenzen and Ryan were tight. That was an emotional day. I didn't get a chance to listen to the show, but so Crash or anybody else that knows what's going on with KS Bar. Did Matt Jones sell it? Is he still the owner and they're just going to open on game days? Maybe is it too? I know it's probably too much to keep it open during the dead time of the seasons. You know, it's a lot of resources, a lot of staff, a lot of money into it. But I'd kind of heard, who'd he sell it to? Is the new owner going to? What's the plans for it? I saw he said it was the last morning show. He sold OVWRS. Like, I just don't understand why he gets into these adventures and then ends up selling it, which I'm sure KS Bar was a money racket. I mean, I'm sure they had great nights. So is that restaurant neighbor going to expand his current restaurant? Is that the Tilted Kilt? Yeah, it is. And I'm sure it gets expensive. You did the design for KS Bar? Nice. Hats off to you, Greg. That's cool. That's cool stuff right there. Really is. Really, really is. How'd you even get into that, honestly? Okay. All right. Well, you know, I just think about all that memorabilia in there, that wall that all the former players signed, all those pictures. I actually gave him a picture. It's like it's a picture of, I think it's the Unforgettables. They all autographed it, and I had it framed in a blue frame. So he was paying for KS Bar and the Tilted Kilt. Wow. Shane, I'd say it was hard, you know, on days where there's no games. I'm sure it was. Okay, that makes me happy. The Tilted Kilt closed as well. Damn. Man, their wings were top notch. I'm not saying I'm the biggest wing connoisseur, but their wings with that KS Bar sauce. Did you ever eat the chili Gillespie? That stuff was good, man. I'm not going to lie. I really enjoyed their food. Go ahead, Greg. You can sponsor the Stay Hot podcast, and I'll promote you all day long, but I don't live in Lexington, so So I'm not going to mess with that. But, I do remember I've been to the Tilted Kilt. Some of their waitresses are impressive with their ability to wait and look good doing it. But, I can't wait, for games to start, basketball and football. I just can't do it. I can't wait. Where we can actually talk about the games being played, the players, improvements, strengths, weaknesses, things like that. I can't wait. So I'm all excited for all that. Yeah, that's what I was kind of asking. Like, I wish they would have. Hold on here a minute. I'm looking at something here. Somebody just sent me something. Okay. Yeah. Honestly, I've not been able to catch every show live. The radio show in the mornings with basketball practice, kids, things. I've always listened to a lot of it on the podcast, and I just wish if they would have promoted that like they did some of their, a lot of the great service acts they did for tornado victims or flood victims or anything like that. I wish they would have done something because I think a lot of people would have donated to help him out. Regardless of what you feel about Matt Jones, I think he does show empathy. I think he cares about the people, the person, and I definitely think he cares about Kentucky. I think the people of Kentucky would have given back to kind of help with that. Terry, what's up? Yes, we talked about Marcus Steers. He's his cousin. I think we're going to get both of those. And listen, it's also awesome that Mark Pope has kind of shifted the narrative on his recruiting by not only with Momchilovich, but also going ahead starting with the 27 class. I think it just became a little expensive, Keeper. I just don't think they could afford to keep it up. During the football and basketball seasons on game days, I think they had great crowds. But I went in there. I went to Lexington probably a month ago, maybe. I'm not sure. And it was just me and 3 other people in there. And it was at lunchtime too. So I think with the inventory, the staff, just the general keep up from day to day, I just think it was hard, and I guarantee you that this was a decision that probably weighed on Matt Jones for a while. But hopefully selling it, he was able to profit on that. I know he had a lot of partners in with him. I know Shannon, Ryan, and Drew also were parts of that. So I just kind of hope that they're able to, come out of it and be all right. The lack of, yeah, I'd say football and basketball last year both probably wasn't what I would consider conducive for a Kentucky sports bar. The economy hasn't been really good for businesses. I know several people that own businesses that have told me that, and I hate it, but it's like I think that's just something that you kind of have to look in. I guess when you're starting a business, that's just something you have to deal with. Somebody shared a Chris Adams video that I'm friends with on Facebook this week. And I think as they shared it, they kind of wrote the caption like, why don't you just go cheer for Calipari in Arkansas? He had on a UK hat, UK polo, but, the comment basically was, you're not a UK fan, go cheer for Cal in Arkansas. I didn't watch his video based on what you guys have told me, so. And honestly, crash. I believe that you know what? I don't have a problem with them being negative because they're a radio show. People listen for the truth. I love Matt Jones shows when I know he's going to go on a rant. You know, I love that. I want him speaking from the heart. I want it passionate. I want it to be real. You know, there's no sunshine and roses to what we witnessed a lot of times last year on the basketball floor, no matter how you paint that picture. Just not it. John Boy, I heard Chris Adams today, and he was still giving Pope hell. Man, he hates Mark Pope. No credit. Mark Pope, no credit ever from Adams to Pope. I can't stand that arrogant. Yeah, I mean, from what I've seen, and here's the thing. How is he – I mean, does he get listeners? Are there enough anti-Pope people that tune into him? If you're a true Kentucky fan, why would you listen to him? I mean, that would be nothing but be discouraging to me. You know, I think, you know, back to, you know, Matt Jones' rant is great for radio. I love when he's pissed off. I love when, you know, and you know what? He praised Pope the first year when Pope was doing well. He praised Mark Stoops in his tenure when Mark Stoops. You know what? When there's why the same people that are griping about him being too negative would say, if he was positive, how can you be positive? They were down 20 at half to LSU, the worst SEC team in the country. How can you be positive about that? Matt Jones does nothing but sunshine pump. That's exactly what they would be saying. Then when he's real about it and he tells it like it is, because if anybody watched Kentucky last year and they say that Mark Pope did not deserve some criticism, then they're lying to themselves. I love Mark Pope. I want Mark Pope to succeed at Kentucky. I love his passion for Big Blue Nation. I love his passion for the program, the state, the basketball team. But he will tell you himself, he deserved criticism last year. And why is it that Matt Jones is not allowed to criticize him? But if Matt Jones would have went on the radio every day during last season and pumped sunshine and rainbows and sparkles, they would. I'm not listening to this show. I ain't listening to this show. They never criticize Pope. All they do is pump sunshine when it's not deserved, like a participation trophy. Blah, stick to sports. Blah blah blah. You know. I'm just telling you, I think a lot of people in our situation, listen, not even when I say our situation, I'm talking about like Matt Jones's. Matt Jones is one of the top rated listened to shows. And although these people are saying, I'm never going to listen to your show again. You know what they do the next day from 10 to 12? They got iHeartRadio on, listen to Matt Jones. You know why? Because they know a lot of what he says is right. They just want to bitch and complain about something. Right there. They got a couple texts on the text machine saying they're never critical of Pope. But here's what I also know. If Pope deserves criticism, I believe he will be the first to tell you. He has said it many times. If I'm not getting the job done, let me know. What more can you want from a man who is telling you all to hold him accountable? So hold him accountable, that's fine. But you also got to give credit where credit's due. In these last 2 weeks, there's nobody should have anything negative to say about Mark Pope. Nothing. I told you all about the interaction I had a month or so ago when a guy said no reason Mark Pope should be out recruiting 27, 28 guys because he ain't going to have a job. I think his name on Twitter is Fire Mark Pope. But you know what I'm saying? So in any kind of position to where you put yourself out there, and I know from a coaching standpoint, no matter what I do, what decisions I make, I'm not going to make everybody happy. I'm not going to make every player happy. I have assistant coaches that don't agree with my situation, but you know what? We've talked about it. I'm the head coach. It's on my name. They offer me suggestions. I choose to take their suggestions or not, but I make the final decision because I'm the head coach. But I also got players who feel like they should be playing more. Then you got the parent side of it who feels like the kids should be playing more. Next thing you know, it goes to Facebook. You got 25 people commenting. But you know what? They don't see practice. They don't see who works hard and who doesn't. But those parents and those kids will be the first to tell you, you've got to hold them accountable until you actually hold them accountable. Everybody wants to be held accountable until you actually hold them accountable. Or they want you to hold them accountable as long as it's not them or their child. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it's definitely a tough situation. You know, I love coaching. I love the kids. I talked to a few of my players that I've coached in the past this last week. And, you know, when I get invitations to their weddings, I get birth announcements for their child, their family's growing, graduation announcements when they graduate college or high school, it doesn't matter. That to me means as much to anything else or any win I've had in coaching. I've been blessed, okay, when I tell you that. I've been blessed. I have 300 high school wins, multiple districts, multiple Class A's, been to the Elite Eight of the Class A state. You know, I've been blessed. All of that is because I have great players. I have great players, okay? But no matter what coaches do, they are looked at under they're evaluated with a fine-tooth comb under a microscope, and Mark Pope ain't gonna be any different. The thing is, the loudest voice are usually the ones that are negative. And I don't know how to change that narrative. I don't know. But the thing that I'm upset about the most is how be happy with Mark Pope this week because he signed Hampton, or Hampton committed, I should say. I just talked about how those words aren't synonymous. How he got Mom Chilovich, who was the best player in the portal, who's going to help our team a lot. You know what I'm saying? But next week, when a player that he recruited goes elsewhere, it's going to be back. With man's back. With man's back. And I may lose my mind. I may lose my mind. I may get kicked off Twitter. Okay? I may get kicked off Twitter. And Jasper is a he, so I just want to clarify that was a typo. I don't want anybody to think you're calling Jasper a she. I definitely saw high school games of Jasper where he was a scoring machine, elite offensive player. Okay. Jasper's got a plan in offense kind of like a Calipari where there's a lot of freedom. The more freedom he has, the better player he is, in my opinion. Okay. You remember that first game against Purdue, don't you? I think he dropped 20. His ability to finish, to make shots, create shots, that's what he's elite at. Maybe running a set offense or a system, maybe that's not his best. I think Jasper still has potential. I think Jasper can still be a very good college basketball player, but he's got to be in the right system. I don't think Kentucky was necessarily the right system for him, but I think he needs to be in an offense that's free, kind of like that dribble drive to where you can beat your man off the dribble. If not, draw a defender, dish, get an open look from three, create a driving lane, whatever. I think you have to I think you got, and that's where people say, and I've had people argue with me that, what do you mean right system? It's basketball. It's basketball. Blah, blah, blah. That's not true. I believe that's it. Because I've seen him play. I've seen him play well. Now, here's what I will say. Do I think 5-star was a little much? Maybe. I don't know how those stars are given out. I really don't. I don't know if there's one guy in charge. You know what I'm saying? Who determines? I know there's like scouting services, things like that. What's up, Jennifer? How are you? If you're new here, please give me a like and subscribe. I hope you come back. I do appreciate you stopping by. And yes, most places had him as a 4-star. I think one service put him as a 5-star. However, the times I saw him play in person, I would have said he was a 4-star. The difference is he was playing against other high school kids who couldn't guard him. But if you remember the very first game last year against Purdue in that exhibition, go back and watch that. His elite shot making was on display. Don't know what happened from that point on. I don't know if it's because we got injuries after that kind of affected him, maybe put him out of position. But don't give up on Jasper just yet. You know, I'm not upset that he went to Oregon. I think he needed to get out of Kentucky. I think the Kentucky fans were a little harsh on a Kentucky boy. Some of it deserved, some of it a little over the top. But hey, Crash knows. All right. Hey, Jennifer, but you need to tell Crash this is the best place to be a member. Only 99 cents a month, and he won't show me his appreciation to me. Now, Anthony, come on. Contract extension. I think Kentucky's going to go to the lifetime contract. I'm just kidding, by the way. Contract extension, probably not. Or probably maybe will. Best recruiter in the game. Don't get ahead of yourself here. Come on now. I know that's coming from a Louisville fan that's probably taking a shot. Thanks, Jennifer. I appreciate you. I really do. Thanks for coming by. Mo Williams has had a lot of say in the recruiting game. If you don't believe me, just ask the Hamptons. They have a very detailed quote out about what kind of closer Mo was. And they've said that a lot of people that have talked to Mo want to play for Mo. So I'm glad Mo's on our team. Hey, Mo Williams, Mo players. Yeah, I don't even, like I said, unless somebody shares him, I don't ever see him. Andrew Wiggins, I'm not going to disagree with that. I was probably big on criticizing him. Also, thanks for stopping by, Andrew. I don't know if I've seen your name before, but if you're new, please give me a subscribe. Hope you come back. Yeah, he did. But my point, Andrew, is he deserved the criticism. It came. Now he deserves some credit for what he's done the last couple of weeks. And the same people that criticized are finding more reasons to bitch. Meaning, throw a blank check at Momchilovich. Throw a blank check. Then when they do, and they sign him for $7.5 million or whatever the number is that's out there, those same people are saying, leave it up to Kentucky. They overpaid. They overpaid for him. He's not that good. He's a role player at best. I'm so sick and tired of that kind of fan. You're either a fan or you're not. Quit that wishy-washy, lukewarm nonsense. Listen, I've not brought up baseball tonight, and I'm not going to. 2-13 against the Central. Got swept by the Cardinals today. I'm not in a good space baseball-wise, so no, we're not talking any baseball. Now, I would have talked Kentucky baseball if they wouldn't have had a Little League meltdown last week. Man. He's a Louisville fan coming here trolling. But we love Anthony. Anthony comes in at least once a little bit. Long as Anthony stays at least 30 seconds, he gives me a view. So hope he comes back and stays 30 more seconds. And I think a lot of it is and not his fault, but he was asked to play out of position some. Then he got to the point where I think he's trying to dribble too much, trying to create for himself or others. So somebody did. I don't know which one of them, but one of them said that Mo was literally the closer. Mo better. Mo recruits. Andrew Wiggins was a solid NBA player. That was one of the ones, if you ever talked to Cal extensively or if you ever listened to him, he did a show and they were asked him about what players he really hated missing. He'll mention Andrew Wiggins. He really, really wanted Andrew Wiggins, and he'll mention Shane Bohannon. He really wanted Shane Bohannon. I know there's others he mentioned, but he'll always mention those two. Seems that way right now. Everybody thought that about Jason Hart last year, but Jason Hart didn't do squat. I agree. Pope has been different. I don't know what it is. I think he's watching the Stay Hot podcast, guys. What else could there be? Mark Pope is watching the Stay Hot podcast. Mark Pope is watching the Stay Hot podcast. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Crash, I saw you ask a question to Anthony a while ago, and I don't know if Anthony just didn't see it, but I saw you ask, and, you know, if anybody else in here is anti-BBN, I'm going to ask them too. Are you all emotionally prepared for when Mark Pope has the #1 recruiting class in the class of 27? I've always said, or I've always been told by multiple people, to be a top 3. If he gets Marcus Spears, like there's some scuttlebutt towards being Ryan Hampton's cousin, I know that doesn't always mean anything, but it helps. And CJ Rosser, who could very well be the next person to commit. If he gets those 3 guys, that's 3 top 5 guys. He's going to have the #1 recruiting class. I know that's tough, but you know what, Wildcat? That KY can represent a lot of stuff. He's still from the state of Kentucky. It didn't say UK till I die. You know? It says KY till I die. Now, I kind of got a chuckle out of the Pope girls for all the ones that thought that was I had somebody argue with me last show saying that would hurt recruitment. And exactly 2 or 3 days later, we get the highest rated recruit Mark Pope's ever got. So obviously that didn't hurt recruitment. But when they said KY till I quack quack, I got a kick out of that. Not going to say I disagree with that. I would have been okay if Kentucky would have paid $20 million for him. All right. I'd like to know his terms. I've heard his deals for 2 years. Do I think he comes back for another year? I guess that all depends on where he lands in the draft. Next year's draft class isn't near as deep or strong. He may move up to a first rounder. That's a good question, Peanut. I don't know if there was anybody out there that fit better. There's going to be somebody in the chat that mentions Window, because they always mention him if he's our backup piece, if we're going to fill the spot with him. And I'll go ahead and say it now. No, he's staying overseas from everything I've heard. If we get Window, it won't be this year. I don't, there is nobody else at the time that we could have gotten that would have more of an impact than Milan with our team. And that's the way I feel. You know what? And if you've already seen, he's already got a commercial with Paul Miller Ford. Have you all seen that? He's already doing a commercial with Paul Miller Ford. And this right here is 100% truth. Louisville saying he's not good enough. He couldn't start for their team. He's just a role player. Why are they saying it? Because they couldn't get him. That's what I'm saying, Icon. I'm tired of the lukewarm nonsense. Oh, I like Kentucky when it's good. Fire Mark Pope when it's bad. I mean, is that how you are in your relationships? Is that why you're divorced 6 times? Come on now. Stay cooked. Stay faithful. Stay loyal. Mark Pope, baby. While he's here, ride with him. Roll with us or get rolled over. Mo is friends with the Hampton family. I'm glad. Listen, Pat Kelsey, you know, and I hate in this group chat I'm in, they refer to him as PK, which are my initials. So as I'm streaming through this BBN Hall of Fame group chat, I always see stuff like PK ain't won nothing. And I'm sitting there thinking like, are they talking about me? They need to Google me. Then I realized they're talking about Pat Kelsey. But he's not won a top 20 game. He's not beat a top 20 opponent. This may be his last year. Jennifer, from Crash saying earlier this show, And, I've got somebody that's messaged me. They believe Crawford will be on the Kentucky staff next year. The athletic department believes he'll be on the staff next year, but it'll be a few weeks. So don't panic if you don't hear anything today, tomorrow, or the next week. They're saying it'll be after the Peach Jam, and the Peach Jam is mid-July. And the first time Kentucky loses a game, you can already predict what's coming. Kentucky got the number 1 player in the portal. Kentucky got this. Kentucky's got the number 2 portal class, and Pope still can't win. Nobody this day and age, in my opinion, is going 40-0. That's not happening. I know you do, but that doesn't mean that some freshmen. Hey, Anthony Davis was pretty good. Was he not? Tyrese Maxey, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. These guys were pretty good. That's my advice. I don't have sunglasses, but I don't have sunglasses, but I'll put on one of my rally caps here. I'm going to let Pope cook, and I'm going to sit back and watch and drink my Pepsi. Holly, I was wondering where you was at. Throwing back shots with your friends at the TGI Fridays, but I'm glad you're here. Appreciate you, Holly. Appreciate you a lot. Holly, I've got 2 new members tonight. I need 3 more. Bring some friends with you that aren't scared to give 99 cents a month. 99 cents. YouTube gets 30% of that. Gabe Dines. What are we talking about Gabe Dines for? He lasted 3 hours on campus. That's who Mark Pope was talking about in his video. The shortest recruit. He lasted 3 hours. Mark Pope knew then and there. We need Milan bad. We got him, son. There is no need now. We got him. Oh, no, don't do that. My mom's maiden name was Sparks, though. I ain't Patrick Sparks, but I can tell you what. Patrick Sparks at his peak and Patrick Kelch at his peak, I'd beat him in a 3-point shooting contest. Mark it down. Challenge it. Get Patrick Sparks on the line. That was just me. That was just me giving an example, Icon. I hope nobody has, because if you've been divorced 6 times, it's obvious who the problem is. There's only one common denominator in that. I appreciate you. I know you don't appreciate anything I do, Crash. I get on this show every day waiting to see you pop up as a member. I can't do anything to impress you. Oh, go look, Anthony. It's all over X. I could probably find some. It's all over. And you know what? It ain't just Louisville fans. Iowa State fans are having a hard time coping too. So I get it. Mark Pope set a record in his first year at Kentucky. Most top 10 victories are tied a record. So, I could have beat Todd Tackett in his state tournament days with Paintsville. I don't think you guys know I'm a sniper. Hey, everybody else packing that sniper, I'm packing that flamethrower. 1940 style flamethrower. Yeah, Sparks hit a killer shot against Michigan State. I'll give him that. You know what? I was a Patrick Sparks fan. I'm just messing. But I do think, in my prime, I can hold my own. I can stroke that thing. Form. I gotta get that follow through. Railbird people were chanting, Pope. I love that. I hope that's true. The only credit I'm going to give Pat Kelsey is, and this is a compliment, it's not a backhanded one, I mean this, I truly think Pat Kelsey, I love his energy. I think he's fiery. I think he's motivational. I think he's got a lot of energy. I don't know about his X's and O's. I don't watch enough Louisville games to critique. But I think he does have a lot of energy. Now, I think Pope showed at times his first year he can be elite in the X's and O's game. And I think this year we're going to see some of that because to be honest, I'm just going to be honest. Pope can coach in game. I like him. Substitutions get worked out. I like our coach. I've got a monthly subscription to St. Jude's, the Lexington Humane Society, and I do a lot of volunteer work. I can support the St. Jude Children's Hospital or you. I think you might be more deserving. No, I don't. I think that's a lie. I'll just take it as you just don't appreciate the work I do. That's okay. Maria Montgomery, smoke show. If she was on the website, hot or not, I'd be swiping her to the hot. Over mid means kind of average. Or is she overhyped? Average? No. She's smoke show. Right. I mean, in all honesty, you've got to be good to get to that level. I think what we need to do this year, we need to refer to players who have an awful game as Gabe Dines. That can be our stay hot thing. I know. Todd Lantern. I know. Listen, Todd, you got game, boy. Your game there was better than your game on the floor. But I can tell you what, I'm a fan of Maria. You know who else I'm a fan of? And I might try to get her on the show. She follows me on Twitter, so I might be able to get her on the show. Anna Maria Tarullo. Smoke show. I'm actually going to ask her to be my +1 to an event I got coming up in July. If y'all don't know her, you need to know her. She's a beautiful person, inside and out. And I think that's what makes her so much attractive. Arkansas paid $6 million for their transfers, and we paid Milan $8 million. I'm fine with that. So you're telling me with the transfers they've gotten, including Slim Jesus, they've only paid $6 million total? Man. Anthony, now you're taking shots, but I like it. Ugh. I can't do that to my boys, man. Anthony, here's what I know. Get on your YouTube channel. I'll follow you. And then when the Louisville player has a bad game, you can refer to him as Trent Noah. Because I like that, but I'm not doing that to my team. I'm not doing that to my team. That's kind of what I heard. I don't know. I actually heard $7.5 million for 2 years. I don't really know the logistics, but you know what? I honestly don't care if we paid him $65 million. He was a need, and I told you, Crash says 6.5 for 1 year. Okay, fine with that. I think he's going to earn every penny of that. I think he's going to breathe things our teams that we haven't had. Now, Here's what I know. Put on my rally cap here. Here's what I know. And I said this earlier when I went on my little rant. Milan wasn't just a need for Kentucky basketball. He was a need for Mark Pope. Mark Pope needed him to show the whole world that he was able to lock down the number one player in the portal, because that was kind of the perception. Actually, it was kind of the reality. He hadn't done it until. So he needed that commitment. He needed it. So kudos to Mark Pope. Kudos to Mo Williams. Kudos to the staff that's getting it done right now. Hey, they're staying busy. They're staying to the grind. They're staying consistent. And they're staying hot. 8, 80, 65, I don't care. They what, Amy? Go ahead and finish that. Yeah, I think so too, Icon. I do. They said we paid $8 million on the rapid reaction show on KSR. 6.5, 8. Go ahead and give him 18. Give him a year's free Chick-fil-A while you're at it. I don't care what we do. The space he's going to create. Where do you think we're at, Crash? Out of curiosity. I thought we'd be right around 15 to 18, really. Guys, there's a scouting service on X that has a video clip of Momchilovich playing defense where they're switching screens and he's defending guards. If he can give us the effort, consistently that he just showed in this clip, his defensive game ain't going to be as weak as what they say. Around 20, that's a little much. Listen, according to that thing we showed on the show, Louisville's athletic department's in financial shambles. You're thinking of Tyler Thompson. Tyler Thompson's the girl. Okay. Well, even if they did, I don't care. And we needed a shooter, a consistent shooter. It's okay for you to have that opinion, but I don't agree with that. I'm a fan of Jack Pilgrim. I like Jack. You don't have to like Jack. It's okay for us to disagree, but I do like Jack. I think if Papa Smurf don't get Loserville to the Final Four, at least he'll be gone. I can just tell you everything I've heard. That Louisville said they were going to give him everything he needed this year. If he can't get the job done with the resources they've given him, he's not the man for the job. I've said it multiple times. That's kind of what I keep hearing, so we'll go from there. I've heard that too, Amy. I have. Won't hurt my feelings one bit, Clyde. Won't hurt my feelings one iota. Well, I mean, I think he's kind of the head of the show. Andrew says $6 million. That's fine with me too. I'm fine with 60. $2 million each. That's a steal for both those guys. Njai McBride, Cam Williams only $1 million. I'm gonna have to see proof of that. I'm gonna have to see proof of that. I heard $4 million for Marino, not 4.5, but I'll take whatever. Hey, listen. We ought to start making a somebody ought to make an X page, and all we do is rag on like Pat Kelsey's so short, blah 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 blah. Pat Kelsey isn't tall enough to blah blah. Well, I mean, that's crazy. Not true at all, Greg. I just don't see that, Greg. I really don't. Now, I don't see. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't see criticism of someone wanting to get them fired. Do you have a clip? Do you have a clip or a statement from Jack Pilgrim that says, "I want to get Pope fired"? I just don't believe that. Did he say, "I want him fired," or Kentucky should look at firing him? There's a lot of difference in the words he used. I want proof if he said, "I want Mark Pope fired," because I will call him out. I appreciate you, my dude. I do. I appreciate you. Thank you for stopping by. That's exactly what I've said, Anthony. Big Blue Nation fans will turn on him quick. I've already said it. They'll do the same thing with Pope. Some people are still finding reasons to gripe at Pope, and he's had the best 2 weeks of his life as a college coach at Kentucky. Okay? He's pretty well flipped the script or the narrative of he can't lock down the big gun. He just signed a top 10 dude, and he got the number 1/2 player in the portal. So, Kentucky fans that are loud, boisterous, and completely negative, the moment Kentucky loses, fire Pope. He ain't the man for the job. The moment Momcilovic has a bad game and shots don't fall, we overpaid for a role player. He's just a role player. No, I didn't watch. That's why I'm asking you to show it to me. I just want to hear it out of his mouth. You're doubling down, so I'm not calling you a liar. I'm just going to go look for it. I want to see it. And I wouldn't call Jack a cow homer because I remember some of the comments he made Cal's last couple of years. Go back and watch some of those. Never being down with Pope is a lot different than saying, "I want him fired." I just don't see a Kentucky radio guy saying those. Now, would he say if he don't pick it up, he's going to be fired? Pope's not going to get a third year. Pope's working on this being his last year. That's different than wanting someone fired, in my opinion. Sometimes we got to reel Clyde in. Sometimes I got to. But Clyde's not a Louisville fan, and he will voice his opinion. He's not a fan. He don't like Pat Kelsey. Hey, he walks softly, Anthony, but he carries a big stick. I mean, if Pat Kelsey wants to get in the ring with me in Redneck Brawl, the invitation's open. The invitation's open. We shouldn't turn on any of them, Peanut. I turned on a lot of them too. And this year, I'm turning over a new leaf. I'm ride or die with the players that play for Kentucky and our coaching staff, regardless of what they did last year. They're our coach next year, correct? Mark Pope is still our coach next year, so I'm going to roll with him. That doesn't mean I'm going to agree with everything he does. And some of the shows we do after games, I'm probably going to criticize. I am a coach. I look at things differently. But also don't see his guys in practice. Also don't know, his players the way he does. So, but I'm still going to voice my opinion. Are you talking about Markel Brown, Chris? Or Mikel Brown, I should say? Guys, I don't know if you can see it, but I got a bump right there where I tried to close the hatch of my vehicle, and I was standing right underneath. Damn, it got me good. But you know what? I still came. I still did the show. I'm still trying to earn Captain Crash's membership. I'm still staying hot. Correct. And sometimes I think sometimes our expectations are probably unrealistic. You know what? I don't know if Jack specifically crashed, but I heard the whole KSR entity was responsible for running Cal out. And if they believe that to be true, then they don't have an active account on social media, because I can tell you this, there was more than just KSR. I'd say 90% of the fan base. I was one of the ones who said I wanted Cal to stay. Now, do I believe Cal probably ran his course? Yes. Did Cal probably stay too long as the coach at Kentucky? Yes. But I was afraid of the mass exodus that might happen if he left. And it did happen. But Pope came in. I wasn't sold on the hire from the start. I watched the press conference. I got behind Pope 100%. That press conference got me back in. And the first season, he got the right guys. He got the right players to fit his system, and they had a hell of a year. Sweet 16 for the first year with Pope. I'll take it. I'll take it. Tall enough to play court. Yeah, true. That's the thing, John Boy. That's the thing. Anytime somebody in media, I guarantee you at some point in time this year, after a game, when I'm giving Coach Pope hell over something, because granted, I stand on the sidelines. I see things from a different lens than the average basketball fan. I know sets when he runs them. I know what players are supposed to do, where they're supposed to be. There's probably going to be some times that I don't agree with him, that I'm on this show and I say, why didn't Pope do this? And there's going to be people that are on this right here that are in my chat that are going to say I'm a Pope hater because they heard me say one negative thing about him. Hey, those who can, do. Those who can't, coach. He's our coach. Go Will Stein. Listen, if I get to 300 members, which I'm at 25 right now, so there's a long ways to go before I'm not even going to worry about the Redneck Brawl because I'm doing my end of the part. I need other people to do their end of the part. If you want to see me in Redneck Brawl, the first challenge I will issue will be to Jacob Polachek for blocking me. I know it was a bad time. He was going through a lot. The whole Stokes commitment. He knew things that probably nobody else knew. Still trying to pass the narrative that Kentucky had a chance, or even saying Stokes was going to Kansas. No matter what take he took, BBM was going to be at him. I went at him for having a Kansas sweatshirt on because I didn't know he went to Kansas. So I did. All I said was, you got some splaining to do. Block. So I said, all right, he's softer than elevator music. So if Polachek wants to get into the Redneck Brawl, I'll issue an open challenge once I hit my membership. And if he accepts, I'll see him there. Everybody that's rational and in their right mind has, Amy. There's still fans out there that are now saying, Milan's not good enough. He's not a starter. He's a role player at best. They paid too much money. Same ones that told Pope to spend all the money to get him are the ones griping now that he paid too much. Go figure. People like that are just miserable people that have to be miserable in life itself. I agree, Shane. I agree. Ole Miss versus UK. Mario was running around inside Rupp to the bathroom. All right, I need the story on that. Have I missed it? What are we talking about? A tick? The chat's going crazy, guys. I can't keep up. I can't keep up with everybody, so I'm missing stuff, and I apologize. Okay. So do you have multiple accounts now, Crash? Are you running 2 accounts, one from your phone? That's what I'm talking about, Andrew. That's what I'm talking about. But if you're a subscriber at Rough Rafters, you can be a member here at StayHot Podcast. I just want to watch. You never did answer the question, Andrew. What do you think about Maria Montgomery? Smoke show or mid? That's a lot of it right there. That is a lot of it. And I think I got you. And I think what some people don't realize is they have in their mind what Mark Pope should do. Because you know why? In their dreams, they're the coach of the University of Kentucky. Now, so when Mark Pope doesn't do what they think he should, they absolutely lose their mind, and Mark Pope don't know what he's doing. All right, guys, I want your all's help with something. I'm going to share my screen. Hold on. No, I'm not. Not just yet. I want you guys, you all have probably done this. I don't know what Mario running around has anything to do with. I really don't. I missed that whole all right. Have you all played this game? 82-0. And I can't make it big because I can't see your chats. Have you all played 82-0? I don't know how to play this game, so if you choose the 100% classic, listen, Andrew, I want him in the Redneck Brawl. Me and Polachek, one-on-one. If I'm going to get knocked out, I want to get knocked out by him. Now, guys, focus here. Focus here to 82-0. You can pick classic, which is you draft with full player stats visible and you make informed picks. Okay? Hoops IQ is what I think I'm going with. Stats hidden, draft by memory, and test your ball knowledge. We here at the Stay Hot Podcast take pride in our basketball knowledge. We're going to start out with the Hoops IQ, Nathan. Hey, we don't do that weak classic stuff. I don't want to see stats. I want to see what I know without the stats. If it gets too hard, we'll switch back. Okay. So I can change once. So do I keep spinning? Oh, so I got to choose somebody from this team? Holy sheesh. What? Holy hell. There may not be anybody on this team that make me want to go 82-0. All right. Gosh darn it. So I don't understand. So I got to go to, oh my God, this team's going to suck. So I can change. How do I change the team? I got to do it before? Holy sheesh, this is hard. What are we doing here? All right, I'm going to pin that. Gosh, this is awful. This team won't win 25 games. How do you change I don't understand, Nathan, when you say you can change the decade and stuff one time. Oh, this is easy. Where is he? All right, so I need a power forward. This team won't go 500. Oh, we can go Andrew Wiggins here. We could go Andrew Wiggins, Jimmy Butler. Oh, you can't see? Okay, hold on a minute. I will. Did LeBron James not play in the 20s? I don't know how to pick. I don't know how to pick. I don't know how to switch. Good, Greg. See you, brother. Thanks for stopping by. Did LeBron James not play in the 2020s in Miami? Why can't I pick him? What? Why can't I? When did LeBron James leave? Guys, I don't even know how to change. You're all telling me to do this, do that, do this, do that. Hell. RJ Hampton did. Ryan's brother. Michael Mulder, former Cat. I don't think I'm going to have a team that goes, All right, I guess I'll go Jimmy Butler. Jeez, how do I pick, how do I pick a team? How do I switch? I'm spinning. It won't, you said I could change the decade once. All right, heck with the chat because you're all not helping me anyhow. I've got Hakeem Olajuwon at center, Jalen Brunson at the point, Tyrese Halliburton at the 2, this guy at the 3, Jimmy Butler at the 3. Now, hold on. What in the world are you all talking about? I got to share my screen. Image file, share screen. All right. So somebody give me directions. How do I change teams? You switch after you spin. Okay. Now, how do I switch? All right, I've spun. How do I? Okay, I see. Never mind. Team. Era. So I don't ever actually get to pick the era. Okay. I see what y'all up to. All right, this team right here is going to suck. A Utah center from the 90s. Listen to my choices. Adam Keefe, Antoine Carr, Dan O'Sullivan, Eric Lechner, Felton Spencer, Greg Foster, Greg Ostertag, Isaac Alston, James Donaldson, Mark Eaton, Mike Brown, Todd Fuller, Walter Palmer. There ain't any of them I want. There is none of them I want. This 82-0 is costing me viewers, Nate. You better be happy. Nobody wants to see this dumb, ignorant stuff. It's too hard. Have you went 82-0 before, Nathan? I'm going with Greg Oster. Oh, he's not. Oh, I need a forward. Okay, that may change things. Crash, have you done this 82-0? Has anybody? Anthony said he went 81-1. You've done it 4 times? Shit. I lied. There ain't nobody in a power forward. Karl Malone. Okay. Let's see. Look at that. That's awful. 69-13. That may be the worst. All right. I want to play again. How do you play again? Build another. Come on, Crash. Let's go. Have a little fun, baby. Have a little fun. Hey, Coach, have you played the 40-0 Big Blue Roulette game on an episode? If so, no, I haven't. I didn't know there was such thing. Big Blue Roulette. That might be next show. Is that just all Kentucky? Is it an app or can I do it on desktop? All right, play classic. Big Blue Red's fun, all Kentucky. So desktop's a yes too. Give me a second and I'll do it right here. If I can do it on the desktop, give me a second. I'll do that, then I'll go to bed. Oh, I got the Lakers. Can I pick? Oh, shit. Can I pick like multiple players from the same team? They got LeBron James able to play every position. I like the way you think, Hank. Yeah, because Dan Issel, yeah, all-time leading scorer and rebounder. Shit, he was in every starting five I saw. All right, LeBron James is going to go to the power forward position. All right, spin. Detroit in the 2010s. All right, Rip Hamilton, possible. Tayshaun Prince. Tracy McGrady. Didn't have a real good year. I think I'm going with Rip Hamilton. No, Nate, no. Don't like to use it just yet. Give me I actually had legit people there. Indianapolis in the 80s. Oh, hell, Chuck Person. Vern Fleming. Rick Smits, the Dunking Dutch. Okay, here. No, I don't think so. The Spurs are going to get a game. Somebody said Spurs going to win the next two. However, that wasn't me because I don't believe that. They're not going to win two games that. Oh. I tell you what I do like. I do like how you can move the positions once you've already. Okay. I see you working. Miami in the 20s. I've already had them. Change the team. Cleveland in the 20s. Now, come on. Donovan Mitchell. Okay. Oh. I don't really have any. Can I get rid of him? Once you pick somebody, can you get rid of him? All right. I'm on my last. Give me a second here. All right. Let me switch the era. Sheesh. All right. That's not bad. All right. Oh, shit. That team was worse. 62-20. I had James Harden at the point, Rip Hamilton at the 2, Chuck Person at the 3, LeBron at the 4, and Dwight Howard at the 5. Come on. I'm done. I'll play that game on my phone later. Damn, I suck. I ain't very good at that game, guys. I'm looking for Big Blue Roulette. Maybe we, as a StayHot podcast, Big Blue Roulette. I don't think you can. Is it an app? Because if it's an app, I can't. Or if it's on. Posted the link in the chat. All right, Clay. Let's see here. I see this comment from you, and I see this comment. I don't see where the link actually appeared. If you can, DM me on Twitter the link, and I'll click on it from my Twitter. I don't know if you can put links in the chat. Well, it let me, but it won't let me. It won't let me click on the link. So give it to me in Twitter, direct message, and I'll click on it from there and share my screen if I have to. I think you're safe, Crash. Seriously, though, dude, I appreciate you. I really do. Every night joining to the show, you bring a lot to the chat. I do appreciate you, my man. I just wish you appreciated me back. Holla! Appreciate you, my dude. All right, let's see here. Yeah, Let me see. Okay, hold on. We're on to something here. We're on to something. Let me figure this out. I'm not a fan of Rush Limbaugh, so no. You won't catch me listening to him. All right, so play classic. All right. Now, so basically, when I make this big screen so you all can see, I won't be able to see the chat. So I'll close it occasionally to look. But it's basically the same premise, right? I spin the roulette. Okay. 1970-71 Wildcats. Who's able to make something like this, man? This is crazy stuff. Damn. Nathan just sent me his 82-0 teams, and they're pretty nice. All right, so we got Tom Parker, I've never heard of, average 16.5. Mike Casey, Tom Payne. Hey, Tom Payne has potential. You all know what Tom Payne's distinction is? Tom Payne was the first African American to play at the University of Kentucky, I believe. What's the star by their position mean? Does that mean that's their natural position? All right, so if we look at the so Clay, if you hear me, what's the star mean next to the position? Is that their natural position? Or is that their secondary position? I'm trying to scan over top of it and I can't, it won't tell me. I did know Tom Payne went to prison. Sorry to hear that, Shane, but that's kind of a cool story. I hear Mr. Payne had some troubles, and I hate that for him, but Okay, so Holly says yes. So do we look at points per game, rebounds per game? Tom Payne averaged a double-double. Assists per game. Tom Parker in 70-71 averaged 16.5, 8.4. Okay, let's see what we got here. Steals per game, Terry Mills. Terry Mills, that's the father of Cameron and Collier Mills. And you do better if you use them at their natural position. Okay, well, I think I'm going with Tom Payne. So how do I do it here? Okay. So I got Tom Payne as my center. I doubt there's any. I'll be honest with you. I doubt there's any 40-0 teams with Tom Payne at center, but we'll see. Ooh, 2004, 2005 Cats. Who we look at here, guys? This is something we're probably, listen, it's pretty cool stuff. I don't even have an idea how to create this, but this could get addicting real fast. All right, so we need a point guard, shooting guard, small forward, power forward. We can look at Kalena Azubuike, Patrick Sparks, Chuck Hayes. Chuck Hayes can play center or power forward. I do got their stats on the screen right here. Let me see. Are you talking about these stats right here? I can see their stats. I'm assuming that's what they averaged that year. Man, Bobby Perry, Shigari, Joe Crawford. Okay, let me ask you this. What does the green mean? The green, but then the stars next to shooting guard. So anybody, if I send you the link, anybody want to join me on screen to explain to me what this is? If I send you the link to the podcast, instead of keep looking at the chat, anybody want to join? Anybody? Going once, going twice.
I'm sold to the lady in the second row. She's an 8, she's a 9, she's a 10. I know she got ruby red lip, blonde hair, blue eyes. I'm about to bid my heart goodbye. All right. So, what does the green, for Kalina Azubuike, the small forward is green, but the star is next to shooting guard. What does that mean? Some positions are green, some are gold, or is that just to match up with over? I don't think the green means anything. Okay. Clay says he don't think the colors mean anything. So, where are we going here? Is Kalina the best choice for this team here? We got Kalina, Sparks, Hayes, Chuck Hayes. Chuck Hayes very underrated. Yeah, I think you're right, Holly. I think I'm going with Chuck Hayes at small forward. I like Chuck. Okay. We've already had this team. Can I change the team on here? Don't look like I get that option on this. Geez. We already had this team. Do we go with Tom Parker at power forward? That's a double-double. Jim Andrews averaged a double-double at power forward. I think that's our choice. But he's naturally a center, so that's going to be cut against us. He averaged 20 and 12. I'm not so sure these stats matter like you all think they. I don't know. Or is it just a crapshoot? I'm going with Tom Parker. I wasn't even alive in 71, 72, guys. I couldn't tell you. 17, 18. Okay, now we're getting down to business. All right. Put in the chat who you think we ought to have for 17, 18. We got Kevin Knox. We need a point guard and a shooting guard. So let's look for only point guards and shooting guards. Okay, we got Shea, Hamidou Diallo. It ought to have quad A green with sunglasses. If we got extra points for length, we take Wenyen Gabriel. Brad Calipari, Dylan Pulliam, Johnny David, Jamal Baker. Guys. All right, so do we take Shea at the point or do we take Knox at the shooting guard? It says that shooting guard is Shea's natural position. So do we take Shea as shooting guard or point guard? The star, look right here. On Shea, the star is next to shooting guard. Okay? So I guess I'm going to take him as a shooting guard if what you all say is true. And then we'll take a point guard. See, Brandon, I think he's a point guard too, but the way this system works, they say, is the SAR says it's their natural position, and you get better points, better record if you're playing them at their natural position. I don't really know, to be quite honest with you. Shout out to Captain Morgan. Shout out to Wildcat Keeper. Appreciate you guys. Let me see. All right, now we need to spin again, and we need a point guard. Holy sheesh. 55-50. All right, who here was alive for the 55-56 Wildcats? Vernon Hatton's a possibility. I think he's related to Peyton Hatton over there at Nicholas County. Vernon Hatton. Jerry Calvert. I don't even know any of those others. I'm going with the only one I've heard of is Vernon Hatton. This team right here, guys, We're 31-9 with the Elite Eight. Shall we do it one more time? What do you think? One more time? Put L's down in the chat if we should go one more time. Oh, right. You got to be a member to put L's down. Hey, hold on here a minute. Remember me telling you that remember me telling you earlier that Milan was already in a Paul Miller Ford commercial. Okay. Let me see somehow. All right. Shout out to, let me see who put this on here. Shout out to Bluegrass Baller for this video. I think they need to change this to Paul Milan Ford. That's cool. All right. Let's see if we can hear what Milan has to say.
What up, BBN? Just touched down in Lexington. Thanks to Paul Miller Ford for this incredible vehicle. Let's get it this season.
Guys, every one of you in the chat are lying. Every one of you in the chat are lying. You all said he got 6.5 million, 8 million, 65 million. You all never mentioned that he got a free car from Paul Miller Ford. That's probably a $70,000 vehicle. Come on, cheapskates. 99 cents a month, cheapskates. Hey, I'm going on 3 hours for you all. 3 hours. All right, let's do this. One more time. Let me find the big blue roulette. Guys, all you did was create something for me that will keep me up tonight. When I go lay down in bed and I get on my phone. All right, we got to beat the Elite Eight. It'd be nice to have a little bit of help from you guys. All right, so let's do another draft. We're not doing the Matt Jones. I think I would excel at the Jersey Guesser mini game. I don't know what it is, but I think I would excel at it. Hoops IQ. Okay, we're going to play classic. We're spinning that bad boy right there. Spinning that bad boy. All right, we've already had this team. All right. Where do we go? All right, 2017-18 Wildcats. We got Kevin Knox, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, P.J. Washington. That's basically the three that I would consider taking. The next one is like Quade Green or Hamidou Diallo. I don't think any of those are on a 40-0 team. So Kevin Knox, Shea Gilgeous. Do we try Shea at the point? All right, Brandon says Shea at the point guard. I'm telling you. Well, Brandon, Shea at the point guard it is. All right. We got Shea over here. You can see up here, we got Shea at the point. Let's spin that bad boy again. I mean, how many times are we going to get these same? Is this common to get the same teams over and over and over? I mean, guys, I don't know any of these guys. Do you all know anybody from the 55, 56 Wildcats? You got Bob Burrow. He averaged 19 and 15. Jerry Bird, 15 and 12. That's about it. So, do you want to go Bob Burrow, who it might be the great uncle or grandpa of Joe Burrow? I'm not 100% sure. I'm either getting the 55, 56 Wildcats, 70, 71 Wildcats, or the 17, 18 Wildcats. All right, I'm going with Bob Burrow at the center, although I'm not so sure I don't see Bob. I mean, you see him playing the style SGA plays? Now, come on. All right, here we go. Closer to Rupp Runt style here. Fiddling 5 or whatever. Louis Dampier. He's in a lot of people's 40s and O's I've seen. Do we go Louis at the shooting guard? Riley at the small forward? Girox, Bart, Berger, Argento, Gamble, Clevenger. They're not any good. They wouldn't be all the way down there at the bottom if they were any good. All right, so let's go. I guess Louis Dampier at the shooting guard. We're looking for a Final Four team at least here. Too soon, Shane. That still hurts. We don't need to talk about that. Gosh, that hit right in the heart. All right, same team. Huh. Same exact team 2 times in a row. Something's wrong, guys. Something's wrong. I guess Riley at small forward, I guess, is the option here. Now we need a power forward. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander is going to be up and down the floor 3 times before these guys get up and down the floor. All right, I went with Riley and Dampier. We got them both. Now, come on, give me somebody we ain't got. Look, I mean, I've already got Bob Burrow. Best option. This is 34-6. That team right there was better than the last team. Brandon, you can go. I went to Google and typed in Big Blue Roulette, and there's or actually no. Somebody sent me a link. This is ridiculous, Clay. I'm doing it one more time just to see if I can get different teams. This is ridiculous. I'm about to turn up to 30. Pots, pans, everything. Kiss a dog's ass. I think I got this. I don't think I've had this one before, but it's another. Brandon, are you on Twitter? If you're on Twitter, send at PT Kelch a DM, and I'll send you the link. I can put the link in the chat, but you can't click off of it. All right. All right, we're starting out again with the 53-54. Cliff Hagan's a possibility. 22-14, natural position. I think he's our best chance. Cliff Hagan, him or Frank Ramsey, but I think I'm going Cliff Hagan as a small forward, average a double-double. If you're on X, type in at PT Kelch. Send me a friend request if you have to, and I will try to I will send you the link through there. You may have to send me a friend request first. I'll check here in a second to see if I got the notification. I haven't yet. Tell me when you sent it. All right, we got Cliff at the 3, the small forward. Oh, no. Oh, best team of all time right here. Best team of all time right here. Best team. And you, if you don't remember, Brandon, down in the bottom right-hand corner, you got my X name right there. Yeah, Holly, it is tough. But I think I'm going to go with sometimes power forwards are hard. Antoine Walker's a hey, we go with Mark Pope here. Do go with Delk or Walker. You decide. Delk or Walker. Walker's 15-8, 3 assists. Delk is 18-4 with 2 assists. Delk also had more steals. Can we get a better shooting guard than Delk? Can we get a better power forward than Walker? That's the question. Are we going to get to 2010 Kentucky where you can get maybe Anthony Davis? maybe a 70s with Dan Issel. Go with points. Okay, we're going with Delk at the shooting guard. All right, Brandon agrees. Brandon agrees.
From Brownsville, Tennessee, Double O, Tony Delk.
All right, Holly agrees with the Delk. Hey, and what I did learn was, if you can see my screen here, if we come across a shooting guard later, it's better. We can always move Delk to the point guard position because he also plays that position. However, the shooting guard was his natural position, but we could always play him at the point if something else comes about. 1819 took a little trip along with Colonel Jackson down the mighty Mississippi. All right, PJ's not a bad power forward option. This is where you can go Keldon, Tyler Hero, Ashton Hagans, Emmanuel Quickly. It only has Quickly averaging 5 points a game. This obviously wasn't his good year, wasn't his sophomore campaign. Same with Nick Richards. I think the only options here are Tyler Hero at the shooting guard, Keldon at small forward, or PJ at the power forward position. What are you guys thinking? Peanut says the formula is 96 points per game and you're undefeated. Okay. Well, we're probably not going to get there this time. So Brandon says Tyler Hero. We also need a power forward. We got PJ Washington as a possibility. Actually, we have to play Hero at the point guard or Delk at the point guard. We already got Delk at the shooting guard, and that's Hero's natural position. I actually think Delk's a better shooting guard than Tyler Hero at Kentucky now, and I think that's what they go with. They go with at Kentucky. They're not going by their NBA careers, I don't think, or at least I hope not. So I'm going to go with PJ Washington here. It may come back to bite me, and if it does, I'll be the first to apologize to Brandon, because he mentioned Tyler Hero, but I think right now, PJ Washington is what we need. Okay. I think there's only one option on this team right here. Marquise Estel, who has coached some at the high school level in Kentucky. Jason Parker, remember him from North Carolina, big guy. We don't have any room for Prince. All of his positions are taken. We could go with Saul Smith at the point. Not. I think our only options here is Keith Bogans at the point guard position. I think that is our only option. I can't take, once you put somebody in, Brandon, you can't take him out. I can move Cliff Hagan somewhere else, but the only position he plays is small forward, and that's what Prince was. So I can't, once I got him locked in, I can move him in positions in my lineup, but I can't take him out of the game, if you know what I'm saying. I probably would have taken Tayshaun Prince, honestly. But there's nowhere for me to put him. So, all right, we need a point guard on this team. A center on this team. Son of a biscuit. Cotton Ash may not be a bad choice. Actually, I think he's my only choice. Roy Roberts, Don Rolfs, John Adams. I ain't heard of none of those guys. And the ones I have heard of are way past their prime. A little Major League reference there if you're a Major League fan. Final Four, baby. Hang a banner. If you're a member, put the banners in the chat. Put the banners in the chat. Guys, that's pretty fun, and I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to bore you guys with it. We'll talk for a few more minutes. I'm at 2 hours, 53 minutes. I'll give you 7 more minutes of my time. We'll stop it at 3 hours. That'll be midnight. Brandon, if somehow you add me or you send me something on X, I'll send you the link. Or anybody else that wants to play the game that don't have it. If you look down here in the bottom, it's my right hand. Right here. Right there. Right there. Under my name. You see my X name, at PT Kelch. That's my personal one. At StayHot Podcast is the show. I'll be honest with you. I don't really do nothing from the StayHot Podcast but share. I usually post the show from my personal account because I got 3,500 followers. That gets out to way more people than if I were to post it. I think my Stay Hot podcast only has like 300 and some maybe. James, don't laugh. If you remember, there's a custom emoji of a banner. Somebody put the banner in the chat for James, if you remember. Is there any members still here? Peanut, you still here? I'm kind of disappointed all of you guys aren't members. It kind of hurts my feelings. I'm just kidding. But 99 cents a month ain't too much, James. But yeah. You've done something wrong because somebody's been putting it in chat all night. Somebody put the banner, the number 9. They put the L's down. They put it all the custom emojis. And when I go to my channel here, honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I still see all the emojis there. So Peanut, I'm not for sure what I can do for you to fix that. If there's something I can do, I will do. My 5 custom emojis, I don't think I can make them bigger. But there's a banner that says 2027. Maybe that's possible. Maybe the YouTube app needs updated. I don't know. There's the Power K. Put them in there for me, Jake. The Power K is sweet. There's the banner, baby. There's the banner, number 2027. Yeah, I don't know why some have and some don't, guys. That's befuddled to me. There they all are right there. Role player, and that must be what level you're at or what membership you are. You got the number 9, L's down, which is a cool emoji to have. We're going to be throwing that a lot this year. All right. Power K and the banner. So, I'm looking as yeah, I like that Power K. I think that's the one. It's similar to the one Peanut Butter Posse has as his profile picture or whatever, the one when he chats. Peanut, that's enough. Nobody wants to see that. Let me Google. Why aren't members able to see the custom are they called emojis or emotes? Let me go see. They're called emojis. So why aren't members let me see. Let me see what the interweb says. There ain't saying nothing. It's really starting to tick me off. Hold up. They're talking about why are members able to see custom emojis in YouTube chat? This is ridiculous. I know how to make them. Yeah, that's my thing too, Holly, but I'm trying to just give them some help. All right, YouTube Live chat emotes are not displaying at all on mobile. Are you all on mobile? But this doesn't say anything about oh, hold on. Let me ask you this, Peanut. I'm a Reds fan. I can relate. All right, Stanley, let me ask you this. Is the emoji button even there? Like, can you click a button to see any emojis? Guys, I've gained about 10 or 11 new subscribers tonight. I'm up to 710. That's greatly appreciated. I'm at 25 members. Yeah, it's there. It's just blank. Okay. So you're not seeing any regular YouTube emojis or nothing. It ain't just my custom emojis. It's any emoji. Okay. Why? They do all that damn load management stuff. So the custom ones aren't there. Okay. So let me go to Google here and see what I can find out before I go to bed. When members click emoji button, it's showing blank. All right. This is the extent of my troubleshooting. Take this for what it's worth. James, we're not talking about the Cardinals right now. They left a bad taste in my mouth this weekend. So Reds are 2-13 against the Central and got swept by the Cardinals. That's all we're saying. No more. Reds stink. And how can you like any Cardinals? Anytime you say that, you have to think of Louisville. Are you a Louisville fan? Or are you a Kentucky fan? All right. Here's what it says. When the emoji button is showing blank, it usually indicates either a corrupted keyboard cache, which I have no idea what that means, a temporary app glitch, or an unsupported font rendering issue. We know that's not the case. It's not font. The required steps to resolve the issue depend heavily on the device and platform you're using. So if you're using an iPhone, you might have to, well, I don't even think keyboard's the problem. I don't think that's a good answer. Never mind. Let me see if it's not showing their custom emojis for being a member. Do not use the default Windows Apple keyboard emoji menu. Go to the comment or live. Do y'all do that? Do you all go to the comment or live chat box and click the custom smiley face? Shane, are you doing that? Here, all right, Shane, I want to highlight what you need to read here. And I'll read it, but it says, YouTube, do not use the default Windows Apple keyboard emoji menu. Go to the comment or live chat box and click the custom smiley face icon directly in the YouTube text area. Scroll to the channel's custom category to access your member emojis. Can you try that if you're a member? Specifically, Shane, Peanut. See, because I don't have that in mind. I would have to, all right, that's what you're doing. Thanks, Clyde. Okay. And are you using a phone or desktop? Yeah, but you see the custom smiley face. Let me see what it shows up when I log on. Oh, okay. Tell her I said hi. Hold on here a minute. Okay. Hold on. I see you, Shane. Let me just see if I go into YouTube. All right. So if I'm here, all right, hold on here. Guys, this is really befuddling me. Like, I'm worried about this. All right, let's stop screen share. Let's go to share screen. When members. Oh, that's not the screen I want to share, is it? No, where's my YouTube? Hold on. Okay, sorry. Share screen, YouTube. All right, so I'm watching my YouTube show here, which I've got it paused, or I'll let it play if I can, but I'll mute it. All right, so over here, so over here, all right, do all of you see that? The smiley face, the money, what's this? All right, I can start a poll, members only, so I could change this to members only, start a poll, start a question and answer. All right, that's not what I'm looking for. Yeah. So that's reaction. So when you click on it, this does not come up, right? Are you seeing these YouTubes? Are you seeing these down here? Yeah. Okay. But what I'm saying is I'm on that. Okay. Right here. When I click this smiley face, let me go back down here. I turn it on. Look, can you all scroll down? Like, for example, like I could put have you tried restarting your phone, try updating YouTube, or not YouTube, but hold on here. Let me see. Try, maybe YouTube needs an update, restarting your phone. Maybe, I don't know. I'll keep researching because I'm not going to lie. It really. Okay. I think it should only let you see it in my chat, though. I don't know why it would let you see it in someone else's. I still haven't seen anything from Brandon in my. You may have to send me a friend request. I'm not sure if Brandon still wants the link to that Big Blue Roulette. Now I'm going to see if I can see him on my phone. What is that? All right, so if I go into this, I'm in the live chat. Hold on, let me try to turn this sound down. No, never mind. If I hit, mine are blank. If I'm on my iPhone, mine are blank. They're not blank on my desktop. Wonder, okay, maybe if you go to settings. My settings will be different than you all. I click on. Yeah, mine's all blank. Wonder if it's an iPhone thing. I'll restart my phone and see. But we're going to have to figure this shit out. This is the stuff that makes me mad. There 1 minute, gone the next. All right, let me start my phone again. Here you guys go again. I told you 12 o'clock, damn it. Here it is, 12:12. Stay Hot podcast still going strong. 14K Sports Media, go like their Facebook page. Do me a favor. 14K Facebook page. They're gonna revolutionize high school sports in their coverage. I believe that. I wouldn't let them sponsor me if I didn't trust them or believe in it. All right, so I restarted my phone. I'm going into YouTube. Come on. They keep saying when I research it's something with the keyboard. I don't know why the keyboard would even matter. Yeah, it's still blank. I can see all the regular emojis. Guys, if you're wondering, you can always send super chats too. All right, why is when I click on the happy face smiley button, nothing pops up? All right, I'll try to let me see. It's starting to make me mad. I worked hard on them things. All right, I'm back in. On my desktop, if I click on it, I see everything. I see every YouTube emoji. I see every Stay Hot podcast emoji on the desktop. It's got to be something with our keyboards. It's got to be something maybe with I don't think I have an update available. It should update automatically. Kind of irritating because like you can see right here, I'm going to put up the Power K and it shows right up in the chat. But on my phone, I can't see jack. I wonder if it's an iPhone thing. Is anybody here on an iPhone that can see their emojis? Maybe so, but they should still show up, or they should at least say, I don't think it ever said that you couldn't see these chats or these emojis if you're on an iPhone. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that was ever said. As a matter of fact, I thought I read through it. You're going to have to add me on Twitter, James. I can't. I mean, let me see. I might. What I might do, Holly, I might just delete the YouTube app and re-download it. I don't know. I'll do all that stuff. Don't you all mess with your stuff till I figure it out. All right, there you go, guys. James, I will share it, but you won't be able to click on it. You may be able to copy and paste it from the chat. You can let me know. There, I put it in the chat, James. You may want, I don't know. I don't even know if you can copy and paste from there. I can put myself in timeout. But I don't even know how to force close YouTube. I'll mess with it and things once I get off here. But now's as good a time as any, guys. Once again, 3 hours of complete fun, exciting, communicating with the chat. It never feels like 3 hours because you guys are great. I appreciate each and every one of you guys for always showing up, always helping out. Appreciate you all a lot. I really do. Next show will probably be sometime this week. I got a basketball game on Wednesday, so Wednesday's probably out. Potentially Thursday. All right, I'll see if I can go after Big Blue Mike's call-in show so we don't kind of split users. But yeah, I will have another show this week. Hopefully get some more news from the Big Blue Nation. If not, we'll focus on something like football, who's got a lot of news. But, you know, as always, stay consistent, stay loyal, and stay hot. Love you guys. Appreciate each and every one of y'all. Peace.